TV. Ni mwaka yumwe na ntuko yomuruare kuma Professor Kithure Kindiki kuyukia utongeria munini wa rais na ni mwaka yumwe na nthiguru emieri bikayetiere mbere kithurano kia 2027 lakini rwari rwondera thai na Metho Jonthe olelete kithurano kia 2027 mweri yuena na ni bibiongwa bibangiria Kenya na Kenya mibango yone iri kubongwa because thai kuri na rwari rwa Gen Z kuri na rwari rwa Kasongo kuri na rwari rwa one term na kuri na rwari rwa two term ni kururu kethwa kiombana na ndiguru motori ya Tanzania of course nikiona ni ile kinene kia mantu yarayo karikandene ya Afrika yonde kwa jumla but akenya bondene ndini bolele tikithurano kia Tanzania na of course bakidingi ndarasi na 2027 ni mantu yako ya kethwa ye karikana miarieje ya broad based niyo na ODM kwethwa thirikari ne na kwethwa rekire broad based ikethwa iki format kana ikethwa ye changia atia kiri kithurano kia 2027 karibu kiri mubango ya chunge siasa utukubarua ritu tukiaririe mantu yana yangia maingira ukarika ndene anthiguru Kenya na utukubarua ritu na kikosi kirito ao kiri chunge siasa kwa mbiriro tererura tu na bwana Karote karibu sana Franklin Karote karibu utere chunge ne bwana.
Thank you. It has been too long. Yeah. Lakini tuko imara. Karibu. Ninaendelea vizuri kama ya kanyaka kethie mumiru wende arari. Na mbuibwega. Thank you for hosting me today. Karibu. We are ready to
of course. Na kwa itarea mbere bururu kire mubango yechunge siasa turi na daktari Mauria Kaibonga karibu sana daktari.
Thank you bwana Gichunge. Kenyana ontoba unkaribisha weru ruare. It is true, it's my first time and I'm really very ready to engage kenda tomba kwaraniria mantu na yara ya kuto affect turi Amiru na kinya turi ya Kenya. Sure. Asante sana.
Karibu sana. Na wakili bwana Mustafa Mredhi karibu sana tukumbuka.
Asante sana bwana Martin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Berembe yao ndo makenjae kuona aba wati Boris.
Yeah.
Ko ngera ndake usie kenjae bari boya betweterero itu takotin. Ambere modikiria tu tayari kwa remanto ya kwa Kenya thai.
There is kwenda karuoka ka revolution or is it just mitandaone manto ya Gen Z and all that?
Timitandao ke Martina miaka ndo babutin koro. Na mboto kari saiti bibi to manto endelea. Rembu betere kenjae ngondone. Trimereana 16 baba wati. Raba koite kuma ntere mwanya Kenya. Beito no topwa monora aithirwe. Mano miaka 15 na manu aithirwe September. Lakini anto kaibua yaka justice tu taraka. Ino mtu eri no aithire mwana arabata wakimi okay. Inde bakona kabeye kenda bagiteti mantora ya taraka ya uya batueta. Ko kandu wakibua kabe bongwa yakabati yani bendelea mantu yo bongwa thirikari Metho ngweboya.
Now of course Karoetha would oppose to that kwethira ati thirikari tigurita kwebora ko batere karibu sana Karoetha. Thank you very much not kukwea.
Okay, thank you Gichunge. Thank you Weru TV. Na njukie kanyaga kanyani nkethie mumiru na mwire naru twiaja kwaraniria nabo through Martin and the other people in the panel. So nateja on the buga thirikari tigwita ngugibwega I will still say tigwita ngugibwega. Actually the issue Kianja, that's a very unfortunate situation na ewu nande onimbuge in individual responsibility no nto ikubwiri kuonekanya nikino nto mtu akuthia makosa jajau na up to now tugetera the public edurane ka voice this issue kenda mtu wathukirwa tu so how there's a very big problem.
Sure.
Yes, thank
Karibuni
you.
sana. So karibuni sana ladies and gentlemen, kiri mubango yechungikia siasa nawe mutegeri wa Weru TV na muthikiri wa Weru FM, karibuni sana kiri mubango yechungikia siasa tuketho tukirigira kubwa kuma kiri owe kukilukira namba yetu SMS rete namba ni 23578 kana kiri mitandao yetu kinyaniria Facebook na YouTube Weru TV na no download app ya Weru TV kiri Google Play Store kethro kiarania na batwe itara kiri Google Play Store na download app ya Weru Digital na no withdraw to what of course kiri www.werudigital.co.ke na tuli live kiri TV chiaku ukilukira DSTV ukilukira Azam TV kiri Signet kiri Pang kiri Star Times kila mahali utatupata tuno ntubatu na tunitue Weru TV na hata hatusemi. Karibuni sana na utukubarua tuenda kuauriria 2027 you know President Ruto na tuchedhire mearia President Ruto please Purity akiara cia arenterira cia Rift Valley arawire we atikuona mtu wa mochinda 2027 but kire comments cia rwariro akenya baru ati ni Ruto kethro aicindana na akenya 2027 because kuringana nawe urawe mochinda kana urawe mu matukange kire githurano kia 2027 ni the late Raila Odinga ndenda kuibwa kuma kiri achore babe turuare what they think about miario ya president tuone yo mbere.
Mtu ningeshingana na yeye ni Raila Odinga, lakini sasa hawa nitawamalizia asubuhi na mapema, very early in the morning. Wamepotea ama namna gani my friends? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Na sio kwa sababu ya bure, because they have no plan. They have no agenda. They have no program. They have nothing. Ni watu tu ya kuendesha ukabila, kupiganisha watu, kulete chuki, kulete hasara, kulete hasira. Ningeshingana na yeye ni Raila Odinga, lakini sasa hawa nitawamalizia asubuhi na mapema, very early in the morning. Wamepotea ama namna gani my friends? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Na sio kwa sababu ya bure, because they have no plan. They have no agenda. They have no program. They have nothing. Ni watu tu ya kuendesha ukabila, kupiganisha watu, kulete chuki, kulete hasara, kulete hasira.
Wakili Muriithi, what do you make of that?
Ruto isiasa kuringa lakini kwa siasa na kwena uma rea kuwa tobo opposition batina plan meta Kenya enda plan nyingi isipokuwa katiba first starting point kwa mutongoria wendero kuwa na plan ya Kenya imbea abati kwambira na utekeleza katiba after katiba luno wari manto ya manifesto ya vision 2030 vision 2063 lakini watu ikondo mutongoria upa thirikari ikuthai kinyo atala court injunctions kana court orders isi kiri kro mimanto ya bwidi toke yani kinyume cha sheria ni nyingi sana kwa ya kwaria kwa ute plan imwe plan yosenji atongore weko plan umurita iyo yange tokari yani yo karika
Really
na bonge na buo kwena orongo re mean natore kuo kabila isonge data ne kuona ni dhai Kenya kinya recruitment ira endelea njeshi kutoka proportion ya kalejini abe ke ba kwa recruited we much higher against nya percentage ya ethnic populations ito komenya numbers ya different communities lakini ndo kutoka kalejins ba favored ke government appointments ke recruitments puto kabila lakini either Gachagua kana Kalonzo kana ongea atimana anto bake puno kabila kwa huko ina a lot of hypocrisy na you know the president to kada hypocrite
Karoitha no itikanire na Muriithi.
Tribalism has not started today. It has been there, unfortunately. I think we are still very far from rising above tribalism. But urankwenda kuuga I've sat in a parastatal board and then kwa facts. Na when you're doing like when you advertise for opportunities, you get a shortlisting. Quite a lot to advertise it for a procurement manager's position, and that's a director level. I was shocked. Out of I think over 150 applicants, The majority one, by the way, and this is data, even when you call me for the next time, I can bring it. Ndarigarao come, all these applicants are from Rift Valley. By the way, that was a bit shocking. That I think like 10% from other tribes. And to baba did on the course here procurement. Na baraba injo kona in doctors, ben already masters. Na most of them are doctors. Na dirabu kudida shortlisting kwe criteria kudaro we kirete. So nte kwa ndo tonya monombuga they have been favored, but still we get to ta individual initiative. Na imbejeta ko realize rotere ambariri meru no ntunya tori ari kimeru aja batwe ameru tukwagia individual initiative kwe nangogi wetwa kazi maju nyarira twegere 3 months ago ndajuke me sometimes mbona kwe opportunities ene ngateka ki data ndio kuta ki minister ndethira ameru tebo be proactive.
Okay.
So there's a problem sometimes kwe bara be proactive gochwangoge na kwe bara na boy I think they have sat back.
How about Mary President kuwa tena mtu wa mutsinda 2027?
I think it is true. Because butomba kwethirwa if you're challenging my capacity you must challenge and say what you can do differently. But ogateka opposition but what they will do differently. So for me nyani if I
what
was
they will do differently mbere Burundi ko President Ruto.
You see that is not an agenda. An agenda ikugatere you've not done very well in education. This is what we will do. So buka compare nyamo wananchi with time as much as there has been a lot of public hunger ojaura wanaga for some time Mount Kenya ne radicalized against Baba. So there has been a serious radicalization of our people against the president. Ibara, they are very good.
No war radicalization.
Gachagua has been leading this and he has been using the media platforms. Wakatikira media platforms himwe either iruto kwa from morning to evening na brando with the wrong things.
Yeah, he's the president. Why not?
Yeah, so they have capitalized on the media very strongly radicalize Santo against the presidency. Yes, that is the truth. Yeah, they can't name those stations, but they are there. That every day, but it's like they are on a payroll.
Well,
but that is politics.
Ruto nwe president of Kenya na it will be just okay yake akwethwa na kwarirwa rukiri mwanko tuko because nwe kiongo ke andeji nwe tubati kwethwa tukiarira cia every other time.
Okay, the opposition is itionaga anything positive about government. No, you know wuge about at least this president already created a job opportunities of 100,000 teachers.
Where?
We have 76,000 teachers right now. Within this government we employ. Na nyoga take schools because we sit in the board. Arimo barato ande kagana and through the BOG. It is no longer happening non to already most of the teachers ibara are employed na ba in the school systems.
Ni bibi kethro bire alternative ya kwethro arimo bate andiki na ane bakwenda kuthoma.
Ndenda kwiroga tega it is this regime that has employed a lot of teachers. Baraba toraganya the other previous regime I think yandeka around 4,000 per year. This one has overstretched itself. Lakini otigo opposition even the positive things the government has done. Even when they got into power, CBC was terrible. They took some time to streamline it and now it is working marvelous. But they will not talk about it now is siasa.
Yet daktari wote kuona manto ya yao.
Daktari Ruto enda kujauga.
Actually pick from where my sister has left. You know, nyakuringa na clip ya president. Otebateri kinyakuwa you are the smartest in the room. We need to see. And for us to see it results. Okay, akwilela kuma thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza ya Yukiri Otongoria. Take into actually let me say many of the things are not working. Nakinyoke what was working during a President Uhuru kinyaka baadhangalanirie. Okay, await akona muntu atiko ando just the very basics. Education iram Madam Karwetha kuwa bandekete arimu baba ingi. It's a lot of confusion in junior secondary schools. Ureta ko initially thera arimu secondary schools thaitena form 1. Last is niemte weta primary schools na arabara ikiri junior secondary schools they are scrambling for resources. Weta in those schools there are teachers who went to the university maybe to study English literature is teaching all the subjects because they are not teachers. One teacher or two ibo by junior secondary schools bakiritana all the subjects honestly, and then waigwa muntu akiwa othe muntu ombe kiondita na riu wailela even the very basics
is not 76,000
where we need to see them. Me, I'm talking from experience. Tuire matukuru na yau bwana Gichunge na ndakwira imbonwe those junior secondary schools where with a subject in 8 they have 8 teachers. It is not there. Where the issue of Torero every other time SHA has been working. This SHA has not been working. And to cover kurira everywhere that there is nothing that has been done. But attention in the hospitals. Where the university funding model it was introduced with the 5 bands. Initially, it had to arena help. Things were working very well. But at the university funding model, a lot of confusion. Kinya antobamwe batona kinya anything in those schools. Then capitation was released when the schools have been closed. Honestly, I'm the smartest in the room. Yani iratu atire iweta thoko ndugwentiri imbiwirite kuna into ibieta nyotinya into bieko.
But what is the alternative?
The alternative is for us to have a leader who can take Kenya where it's supposed to be.
Who is this?
Na ibutu kuatire the opposition. The united opposition. Antubabe yite hamwe. Kachagua, Matiangi, Karua, Kalonzo, akina huyu Natembea, akina Wamalwa. They have come together and they have identified these gaps. Na barera Kenya, these things that this person has failed to do, we will do it and do it effectively. Nende anto baraba kailela ne Kenya ba ilele bone obo this person to mwakanya. Remember ba ukumere na the ASIL agenda. The ASIL agenda toera wambecha urito kuona ambecha chiembi. And let me tell you Bwana Gichunge, an economy that is thriving, you don't need to be told. No toeta trickle down in the very basic economics. Trickle down is whereby you feel, the economy is vibrant. Lakini dai Kenyans are crying everywhere.
Well, Karute, basically 1 minute. Basically Karute bo daktari akuwa ni ati one term is inevitable.
One term kwere yare na monk monoba na Gichunge. Na yete na first monoba ta of late ni from where I sit. Njira ende itena mwankura yete na juu as passé. Ende kwere ko wata mono na rona yato itete one term twinde. Ende ora tueta mantu yeta ya chenchagia. One bibi tumite ya chenchia. Me anto babo onde va usieta united opposition. They are the same people baraba toire na thirikari. Uge agwetho my brother daktari or my brother wakili. Be yete na team wingi a new crop. Era yuchieta Kenya moja Kaneri Kenya moja. Ina badi ba Owino basifuna a crop that has not been there. Kalonzo ediretu aike thirikari for 30 years irachia Raila Odinga kwake weta muche kwa ote ginya na ediretu and deputy president yo Kenya for indria thirikari yare moro ya nusumukate na ina power muno either are foreign minister foreign affairs either are and I don't know whether either to thirikari ne from I don't know but today kwa weo tekinya na no yo kwendo turatire ivatolbo kya undura wende president ngachenchia mantu manna indera are na kanya kaua in deputy president karero chenche no maisha ya antu bakwo wake unturene baona the beauty of having a deputy president ukwe na batwi JB Muturi he has been in the government. Anthony Speaker 2 times, MP wa mbere nandi miake huyo yonthe atwire na atuonie what he has achieved for the people of Mount Kenya East kenda watu twemeru tuturite kuringira muturi rukemi tukawendera muturi ari speaker wa National Assembly kuma Embe kana kuma Tiania kana kuma Tharaka. We have so and so that we can say machiara ya muturi. Machiara ya muturi ni Andrew ni kiongozi. Na ntawa Andrew ni kiongozi is not a Linda lakini noe wari team Linda wakubanga teams tia weta kwa muturi. After kuliungirwa I speaker for all those years imbibio trona kumakirewe. Wamalwa has been the Minister for Defense. Neither it MP. Indira aridhirikari na tuere policy atire kira either nekendra either ondere atukuthithe recruitment and what aita chungrimana yana na ngrimana ya tano na atonye policy iu. We have Gachagua. Echo atuira the affordable housing. Ire ritangwe na Kenya will be in paradise. Echo renge alogawa woni pantara or abolish that. And the other day, no atuira it's working. So these are hypocrite. Tutetara one term ka two term bwana Martin. Only URETERI. From the Eitara Kenyatta, Kibaki, Moi, Uhuru, Ruto, ngono iritawa. My brother nago ende tega Tigania West, I'm not wrong. Kile mwiri nariku. Tigania West, amwa no me baba romba bonde man doctor. Kinya kile mwiri ari doctor. And the only road ekuma barabara bare nene labni kuma Nairobi mwanga itakachuru ute ewe yetu highway nari doctor nari minister
but natire university natire
university na nari assistant minister
for education
aitha ngonda ate wetia twe muri ciurie mono karethi nari kuo na kwenda mutunga is there and my brother is coming ngo itethira gaitia nairwa kwa udogeyoka Tigania West na ntuku imwe ngo itethira na ibonto tutiana ira nande kinya baba weto united opposition yes they are benangunda agenda imbea mbati wo bara ne achore bara illa Kalonzo atwire na Raila for 15 years Gachagua tu atwire no Uhuru anjirie kuronwe yake Ruto tu no bari Wamalwa batelewe karu areva injire ruba injire. So these people, if at all my brother wakili and doctor ibeyete na timu inge njaro a clean team clean team you see I'm saying this no reke united opposition fresh mind mtu tethero ithirikari ne imatiang yo turariragia manto ya yalla isoa kapa loibo turawa just the other day bakiro Uhuru ko eta na witeka are we forgetting manto ya turawa maandamano anto begerete sufuria muto no rera no roro anto who was giving command. So who is new in that team that we are saying we have a fresh blood ukodwane ya Kibaki me Kibaki no ntonto wa united kiwe na tona change monya mtu ina mind ya Kibaki utura bahatu pondania. This is what I have mtu kwa 2030 Kibaki 2030 this and that to happen 2030 vision 2030 kena ke yagarika bana bo no nto bate ko reformless agenderless kaba kwa batu awangendra ito mwani to mwania to bange utogethia. It is not possible.
Allow me to mberembore ruiga unto undenda to ringa siasa na masabu na impenda kutega figures Gichunge and the panel ya at least mkona twinde turi antu bathomete revenue Kenya iraton generate per financial year is around 2.9 trillion kana an average of 3 trillion 1.6 of that amount of money, of that nini, goes to paying debts. 1.6. Another 1.5 goes to recurrent expenditure, kurea mishara, electricity, water, and the likes. Kwa 1.6 plus 1.5 trillion, that is 3.1 trillion. What is our revenue? Oringa 2.9. That means inyareto kuwa, you know, inyareto criticize president ureweku. Itobu ko take the situations and the crisis we are into. Whatever we can raise is not even enough kurea mishara. Taiji lecturers will strike.
So basically boku ni ate Karwetha.
Our economy needs a shift in terms of how we operate. Na nino ntuona ngi support. I'm very passionate about this government. Nontungateka William Ruto, he has serious thoughts of how to do things differently.
By overtaxing people, right?
Warago ba taxi inatoka itambe cha chakula ya mishara, inatoka itambe cha chakula ya debts. We almost defaulted one of the loans here educated last time. Area there was one.
Euro.
Yes, because we don't have enough revenue. And that's what my president, yet our problems are not created by him. Kuma katiba eje njero eko tonya 2010. That is where our problems began. Even during the first governor, even across the country, and pending bills. O cherire onge atone so ukateka katiba eje in serious weaknesses known to the when bill is too high. Mantuja mainge, they are not being done right, not because the president can do anything different. Kwa auga we privatize some institutions to raise some to other revenue streams. Kwa na nyamu to agepinga, they should give us a solution. Kwa antu baba ange as Karuti is saying but in agenda. Babu iri otuera nandi non to we spend 3.1 trillion against what we produce. This is what we are going to do differently. Kwa kukaratu kimblema the current leadership, yet it is a situation we are in. Ogwa ngoka ya kuza yuko president re what would you do? Yes.
Yes.
Yani tuyaweta na waliru ako Karwetha kwetweka utemuntu ni makosa. Yani ni system karibu kadri lakini kanjo kiaga rote awire atire tukakolelia ke opposition. Antuba bonze ba weto united opposition. Ibaritango na Ruto kana na Raila lakini bado Karuta yake aria akaeta kibake. Na mwete mtu moya lakini nkori ya tere Karute kibaki oyo bao na reti kali na moi na Kenyatta kumaanisha mtu moya mwedre ena mtu muthuku waya bwake bwara kuonekana mtu kuwa kuteka system ya Kenya ni senjeti over time na katiba ya waeta ni senjeti structure governance before 2010 kwa tuweka power nyingi ye centered kana is centralized ke president.
Yes.
Reto kweta Kinyaka Lonzo ange vice president nambi ito kumnyitera Kenyatta yani Jomo Kenyatta na itara Moi. Ni muntu tu uwa moyo uwa arenda kintu fulani kikarika. After 2010 kwenda to that expectation to wananchi katiba ya tokutuka actually institution ipa tukwenda na power na mamlaka ni parliament. Kiogawi wa mbesa na resources. Lego tuka parliament ya tueneo ni wati mateka ni executive ni presidency kwa tuka ute yani utena force utena parliament is strong enough ekoromaira president yare tilasima MPO Tigania West ete yake elenkane state house kenda abalera yani Karuta yako weta ya Tigania West no ndibo tongoria twenda busenja kutuka yani ontu indempi kana desa ni tomero kya kona Ruto akibuide makosa nkaria makosa yara miro yasio development katibe ya ile kenda isinja kutoka Kenya development ibangwa ruterero siasa kenda weza kuna accountability lakini koria tere rega rwezo kuwa imbi ite kwana
Yes.
na ukawa itukurea marando itukumya Kenya ituta ya bilioni ile every day hiyo ya official statement kumaanisha mwaka mbia ni kuiwa sio Kenya kwa almost 1 trillion.
Hii kaingia Kenya.
1 trillion. Lakini Karwetha atro utembia Ruto na sio lakini enambia sio kwa na weekend. Benambia sio kwa delegation ya empowerment program itu kona ndo bage basudi bega mata mbia na kunia ina yukuma ina ishuma ikindekea anachuna rundo ni na ishuma
ina becho
ina yukuma nega ko ankwenda ko ratire woni dai ko with the masters in this school the last 2 months tutaki rasini ndo lecturer patina bilioni na inya bilioni inya hii isho tumika mweri ko with the delegation status ndio ko limbisi utaka nani management edo.
When a challenge, what I can say, you know, other people have never understood William Ruto manifesto mainly based on the bottom grassroots people. So, mantuja kwedoreba kuri empowerment programs, that is part of their manifesto. Eta adigeveka in the other regime because
how is that tenable, by the way?
It is tenable because the other, you know, it is more of a subsidizing. No kurikana even the other regime iba arina gentu itawa subsidizing of fuel prices, subsidizing of unga prices. Every regime has their own way. Nenyambe shaira igitare ababangi. The budget of the deputy president has always been there. No one decided what to do with this money.
Would you point and to be lipadato but educate empowerment?
Yes.
Where?
Gikundi kirambira Rwanda igitethekete. Even me, I'm in one of the groups CBO.
Yes.
Kiambuge ora tutethekete. Gikundi
kiatu. You will come in. Daktari.
Tiga something Karwitha. Wambere bru my brother yakaruteka kwenda otoni ya ka utimuntu rende ndi umbekia ututongoria. Bonde ni the same nyamundokie. But I think Wakili has explained something. No, with the way within the system, but you can that opportunity, we're at the top, can up with those changes that you feel can transform an economy.
Good example, President Ruto alikuma itanera moi.
Actually, he was also there, like that one has failed. That is why we are saying to renda ya bake barawa iko Wakili wa ibare meakera na ibare ke that system na be yana ba improve the system. Someone like Matiang'i has talked about. Honestly, Matiang'i are the Minister of Education. Of course, he has only pointed a negative aspect which even today has never been proved about the Yala River. Lakini there are Minister of Education, actually glory education in this country. I realized. We felt that you are in a minister who could preserve the sanctity of education. Again, you see, Ruto yire na agenda ya bottom up. Ya utevia, the very people low at, those who are low at the very, in the pyramid. Lakini, go to, the Asola fund they created. Actually, I think I mentioned it once. Then from that time, I don't know, people defaulted. And imagine, you are helping these people by giving them 500 shillings, 1,000. And then we are saying that, we will make this country to be a developed economy by 2055. Even if we give 1 million years, if these are the kind of policies that we have, these handouts kind of activities, tutemenya compare this economy.
But daktari kwa mtu wako kuiregira maana atano yuambirie ka biashara gake kinyako ende makala somewhere.
But again, I of course I don't deny that. But some of things bwana karote ibati kwethera chie in a very structured manner. Not to winenkera mtomamo even 3500 shillings. Bwambere kabisa they go and buy and drink. They ende bakaoria kinyathi mwira. But if it is well structured. We are empowering these people. Talk about Kenya shops. We have good entrepreneurship aspects that are sustainable. Lakini whether is me to eat, for today. Then honestly we cannot build an economy. Again, Madam Karwetha Akua, the way the economy has been having a lot of challenges. Unless then, maybe being now the proponent of this government, but we bakuremwa new change this economy, then maybe we can bring in other people who we know have the capability of improving this economy. Let me finish.
But today, Daktari, 1 minute.
What we generate from taxes and whatever is not enough to pay debt and take care of the current expenditure.
Again,
I would want also to put myself in the shoes
is it
of
not
that
true?
president.
Is it not true at the uchumi bwa Kenya bure antoacheke? Is it not true from kuma itarera?
It is.
It is. Yesterday.
But we need proper policies. proper policies can actually shift this economy from where we are
Give
now.
us an
If you
example.
remember, Kibaki took a country that was actually completely messed up for quite a number of years. Lakini nontona aretere in a team that really understands some of, especially those expansionary economic policies. They brought them together to engineer constructions across the country that could employ people, that and then supporting entrepreneurs and having an enabling business environment. The biggest challenge that we are having, let me drive this point, Bwana Gichunge. The biggest challenge that we are having, Kenyans are very smart. Kenyans can, even by themselves, they are very hardworking and they can transform this economy if there is an enabling business environment. That is actually what we are lacking until even investors are withdrawing. Others are not making anything. They cannot even employ more. Instead of employing, they are even sucking. And employment is one of the variables of, economic development. We only need policies that are expansionary in nature to grow the economy, to, solve some of these problems.
Daktari, I was alive Kibaki akiukiotengeri bo na moya policies tiakira aretre wakili ni kuongela woti. So karotiti community onto it is a problem that neto kurifakire thirikari Kibaki yet tutekwenda kuona mantu yamwe yara aretre nikienda yokiri uchumi. One of them yari kuongela woti na woti boitiri bo nene sana. Onto bibo aribo muane 2007.
That is the same case that is happening with the current president. Nontoka everybody is saying ka overtax na that is the biggest problem. Na vinare mama kinyabara wate kwa tax anything. Kinyaba ba ukaya nkuluki na kuwa kinyamdote ko baiba ko itosha kuimbila wakili na ko ito. Lakini ro kuringia tumakira kinene no rote ko ito. But the whole of last week mbithirito ndi mathikwene area gwanithirito eteta antu muno ende ke rwari rwanda thigire ke arimo bonthe baba inturene barua tuiteisha ne kurita ngui mbere barawe te kurita mbere barare athina nio barua ende ito inyirwe kioru kanyul lakini ende itrone ne kurita ngui iteisha ende ndon baibara yecho barawe te kurita ngui lakini ende bariwa kwi manto yare ire nturene lakini itrone yasha ne retirata ne ratutethiri. Though there are some challenges here and there, Bwana Martin, iwato twenda kuandimate that kwina some meote thirikari thina ciayo na kinya twinthe we aspirant ndi murombi okure murombi katutona maybe murungu atethia tukona lakini ende inya watu twaita mea kwi manto twira anto manto nju ugethira each and every person in a manifesto and now promise anto manto yarakathithia but in real sense waita wakarire kira irawe yakwelewa ende wewe anto ugabeki wabauriria barabara elami na te woya na mbia cha lami wita naro kwithira manto akuma na te wachoko vera ringi. So the most important thing twitwinthe tubate as leaders kwi manto yara tubatere kuhun na kwina manto ya tubatere kuthithiria antu sensitization twabaritana bate akwe nonto ende kithawe no amwire kwa mutongeria utibatere kuingira antu baku kithakene one. Like now that we are talking about SHA na woni ndi mtukoromba kura cha nathu ndetambira antu banathu bukaita SHA itutethia na royo mbito muchango ene yo mtu aitwe na arirwa SHA ni kurea ngiri manana then itu milioni iri bito changa 1.2 na indabere bukaita SHA ite wetate ite kurita ngui at the day antu baba kuthikira chena baba kuiba chuba kya kuiba mtungi mugilara SHA ni ramurire ngiri manana Bwana Martin ba kumena as a leader. No intenda kwa SHA ite kurita ngui because winde Franklin I am a beneficiary.
Umetumira SHA yo?
maisha yakwa yonthe Martin tacho lakini ndairwe se kiritangwe maisha ya ankurito kuje na ndi bwana Martin maisha yakwa yonthe Martin wintu irogira cindano na mimbi wiga bituma murungu ambebania na murimo na ni bahati mbaya last year ndaringwa in pneumonia. I was admitted in hospital. Bwana Martin Shah, to be very sincere, and they almost everything. I paid very little. You know very well, we come from the same area. When which my mother has been having a heart problem, na sometimes back and develop a stomach problem. Na the operation just the other day bwana Martin Chogoria to be very sincere and very frank Sha ya turire Metho Jonthe just the other day last week my brother arari na katikuiba boya karari kare tureta gwa 2 million Sha ya turira ngiri manana nera tutetherie muno ntege meina ina kambirie
let me also talk about
ambirie mai mendo bomba kuwa uiga garutige na sha ite na connection sha ti umona NHF na toringaira thina ikia uka tukaringira kai ngongyo nawe tutamwira tutetherie anga muntu andimitwe kana nkonge o maua bana nkonge tutetherie anga ya approved uteno kuringira thimu ni manto ya kuingia nayo ngotu na umbere so shine one or the other ni utethia just the other day sibitari yetu ya antu betu ekiongo ke program sha irari 1.2 million cha development no ntoba antobeto ekiongo na antoba maybe of course antobeto no nto antobeto ndipo batumaira that hospital kuringana na bari register sha becha se infrastructure ira baronete ni 1.2 in Kemeru county antobeto ekiongo ni ratongereti so bwana Martin in one way or the other kinya kethira sha maybe it's a new program kinyoka kuda kwa now na some challenges and there bwana Martin to be very sincere ni utethia ara muntu areta ngiri mana atana na kwa tuka family rate ite witethia katwaita muchango ene kwa now in one way or the other utethia bwana daktari wakili what is saying na kinyabora karwetha kuane atire ni mutongeri wa nthiguru na thirikari ke Kenya Kwanza is it Kenya Kwanza or broad based which one either bomwe kanya
are ambu are
minute karwe
kanzoge no mani ke na thought flow ndio kwenda yura kinyage Biblia re toa ino tongoria kwa farao kimanto alitangu na bulu farao agoki
akodi kabaya
nare ona mwezi wa pyramid sasa misiri sio kwa farao eko kana ile irrigation ile sio kwa farao no kana na watu isio kwa na kwa isio kwa
lakini
ende mandra ndo kaita sha farao no wewe urejeni ni tunte korea
noko supporta kugama
no me llevaron que farao no Musa alitangu kwa farao na huwa baba ndio metendo position ni alitangu na mtu ndio Musa Moses mrege farao lakini kima mtu era ya basic na ngari about economy na in fact actually in a way no support some of the things that bobu kuatire kuna structural problems kidikare Kenya ibati kwa rectify the current budget kwetu current budget county governments ni almost 70%, 67 to 70%. Versus with the development is 30%. As long as doing that very high level recurrent budget, you can when you know to create a doctor who are enabling environment a growth. Lakini kuna challenge ke leaders they want to the president
but huko 70-30 sheria ni wetekeria ipo.
Sheria is a limit. But never expect
it is over.
recurrent now increase development budget lakini tuka Kenya very difficult to manage recurrent budget hapo tuika siasa kana thirikari nyoyo na kana ile the biggest employer on Tomiro County tuka utala industries ko process any finished products isipokuwa hisi ya agriculture na Meru dairy to
Meru dairy
ingi nyangere mbao ile to Meru ngambi lakini uko ile industry ingi Meru tire as an employer any eco process products on en mass to export into land to Meru so the biggest employer in Meru County most likely is the government lakini tuka enhance base isi witake development miaka rote ai mena milioni zake ndani dhano na awekani ure factory nyame hate na ara wetu kiango kimeka adira atura sangaira Devmo arina factory meate kwa tukadiri gari waya ruto ile ya kiango ikawa stima isikiri ligo nyeda stima isikiri ligo kabo negotiate na businessman poko watire non tuno kwa employee tanto 70 to kwa incentive ore pesa siako pole pole non to wanya foreign investors ba Kenya ba ya Kenya tax break kwa hiyo yake ile utere tax ile mtu atakiengwa kainga factory yake tanto yana ile kwa ndo economy no contradiction in Kenya.
But then, what negotiating, is that not promoting an illegality?
Kaka allegation at KPLC.
Okay.
But the community and the factory owner knows it was illegal. Lakini nyang mwana kudire kiwa atire. Ruto ya betre parliament na romere wa atire. Kanisia alitingwe ba kwa dirigari. Kanisia kaja cabinet the lean. Kanisia advisors. Na niri you really think I should go and get on to I think after that won't come to terror and national advisor. In the any current budget here, not to minister when a political will. Yeah.
Some of these recurrent budgets nikinya budget empowerment ikwaya no all over without structures.
You see, budget empowerment and structures, they are given through registered CBOs. So takai kweja no tu for the sake of utekweja weja na tuke to everybody chieja na kwa through either circles
so ni criteria reko yotumeka karwetha baka watire ruareto ta nodimenti why nodimenti and not central imenti
they go to every constituency
for this structure
when a structure
where is it
they have a structure
published the structure
you see as I've told you, government, every government.
Because I expect the return na policies, the return when a man to, you know,
let me explain.
Yes, please.
Let me explain. Yes. When the economy is struggling, even during Uhuru's time, he and his own ways of trying to.
Director kwa mbere to kwa chongo.
Oh, sorry. Na arena njiratia we chago subsidize whatever. No na iko arena subsidize unga. Iko arena program ere kazi kwa vijana. Those are programs chedera chirio ko relieve anto when they are going through serious economical challenges. Na challenges chirejere nyamo nkoroke gitare COVID. And also there was the prolonged drought. So ntekwenda to judge this regime, it just found itself era chedere otongeriene after a crisis locally and global. Iboko rikana the war in Russia and Ukraine. That war ne affected still man tuja basic commodities nontoka teka the food basket of grains and oils and all that either umetenara ne choka ongera prices chinto jabu oga teka inyaba kiuma the other regime kiuma officine ibori kana in petrol stations you could not find fuel because of those challenges that are global. Na ko stabilize that issue has taken 2 years. Non to kedra to tena reserve in dollars. Me am a commodity trader. So inkwenda we will explain now what happened. Rera ku kedra ku tena reserves ucha. Rera kwenda gweta kugura maybe I want to import wheat from wherever. No mwanko ogore na foreign currency. Man tujara jamoja affect runya the global policies in the US. Kwa ndenda anto bateka the bigger picture totiga kiko focus ukiuga the economy is doing badly yet these challenges are not really because of the president we have in power.
You know Karitha,
yes.
kuri untu president yethirĩtwo akiuga
Yeah,
nĩ untu gũtĩbwa ma
challenging
one minute
Unkwĩre the last one.
kuri untu president
Kwĩna
yethirĩtwo
gĩntũ
akiuga
kĩngĩ
untu
gĩtũmĩte
president
tuge-
yethirĩtwo akiuga that is not true.
Yeah.
That ati ethire dola iri 169. That is not true.
It was true.
No,
Yes.
President Ruto ethire dola iri 118, 119.
No.
Actually
Can we Google?
dola yaitirie, yeah.
Can we
Dola
Google?
yaitirie President Ruto aretene. Ya kinya 169 and then na maya kinya 139 or 129 whatever it is. So it is not true that president nethire dollar itete. It is not true that president nethire gutena reserve ya dollar.
The interest rates were very high. The inflation rates were very high. This is in the public domain. You can check.
I think it's just a fallacy where
Imagine, these are true figures. No. The interest rates were so high. The inflation rates were very high. Yes.
Thank you. I mean, Madam Karwetha, I want very keenly. Na even what Wakili was explaining. You know, issues ira tukwaria ireonania actually ikakwina gap with leadership. There is nothing else. And either the leadership then cut to some level of competencies. No, you know, some of these things tukwaria they are very doable. Now, I think in example, I think kithia kwi muntu oyere economy yare kuthira kabisa rekana bu Ruto wana oyere economy ina erandriri ingi nambi ni president yeto Mwai Kibaki. Okay, akwethira you know utena utongoria burabo batiri kenda ore tanto baraba batiri utethia ko transform an economy. I can tell you turiaria the same story kinya tukawa 100 years. And again there are a lot of withdrawals from the economy and I think he explained it. Okay, there are, you know, becha nika, you know, need to circulate in the very economy. You know, ni cash everywhere. Na, okay, there are to buy, you know, corruption is too much. No, okay, there are buy need to circulate kinya in our economy. Then utero to mbiki ya improve economy. Again, nchoke Arab wana karote na uwere about promises. In my own view, Bwana Martin, I think even to the listeners, it is even better to under-promise than you overdo it, instead of vice versa. You know, at times, I
think Ruto tu kari mtu ambitious. I think he's just ambitious. Na ambition ite thogi.
Again, Bwana Gichungere, excuse me, Madam Karwetha. Kira ndiria.
Daktari adiri.
Ndiriwa atire na nga kwa example ya those you know you are over promising and then underperforming. We mutongorio kumenya na roba tiri wikianto. Na you know political leadership is also leadership. Tu angos ya kwibati kwetha chi smart. Yes. You know, that is being scientific. Utemenya Bwana Karote na actually I was getting back to what you had said. Utemenya kuwa wira anto alafu we tana ara withira manto yate kuritangoi. It is better oreke kinya kuwa. Nonto nukorika inonto really you know you have everything ira yo kuonelia ne atea kinya kuma history. You know at times planning for an economy no tumarenya history conduct. Ndiroke ya we wire anto rwirire on the burito kwitha bwina internet everywhere. Urito kutonga au karwa manathimu honestly speaking. And you, Madam Karwetha,
please.
Let me finish. You know, honestly, na we ngwa nukumenya we nutwire inya thirikari neu nukwelewa even where that money should come from. Wewe ngwa rio promise kinya you know this asila no geto karura kinya asila funds. You know the behavior. You know as a leader nobody kwetha inyo kimenya behavior Kenyans ikariate. Kendo menya obombe ja ikaritangwe. You know if you are using this model where you know bottom up economic model. Anto barabara indi ukaya kwithira bira obanenkera ninto bira batumira within seconds. And I want to be very honest. Tukaya kuria ni economy handouts. Manto ya yonde tukua ngirowing an economy.
Are you saying thirikari ne handouts?
Let me tell you why I'm saying is a government of handouts. Tigani ya West na kana example. Empowerment program ya Bakarwetha na Bakaruti. Na ba mutoroku ate ona muntu omuchinga. Daya kwa chira 8 million. 8 million ira chera specifically ba targeted anto ba bonda. those guys and to beto bonda bakumatikania west bathetere throughout bonto batona be chaira na batamenya nyabo chietete witate na atachiete kubwithia and even today personally unteelewa be chaira chiareto nikwiro ni chi empowerment milioni nyanya
spare part shops
ko
na kwen
where we have a registration
ngakopinga na ndenda nyaithira if you can know these days
andirie madam Karwitha akwaria riu mantu biotoma bua release anga government of handouts
kwa kukosoa kidogo
okay akwilela riu okay awita Jonthe nara kwa basundi kuona how kinya kuona really kinya we are skewed kinya the way this empowerment was being done weto ukethira muntu apakinjite into no wauria into week was it budget 24 kaina into bibiongo biaumire lakini weta wauria obu muntu ura wonere into bibiongo no riku yani karaya uratona muntu uro winite mbeti watu wiga gwe muntu owinire 10 million lakini omuria no riku atoneka lakini watu iga gwe muntu uri ambi uri ya 10 million na Kenya TV na lakini ate muroina ate motonoina na ate nembode. This is how it has been happening with the empowerment program.
Berewe ya Karwitha please
empowerment ya Tigani. I get feedback up from across the county on empowerment ya Tigania West. There was a challenge mbese chandilere itiete shared kwegera gukwa ikundi ibiere bya bonda kwena wetaka Tigania West something na ingi so to settle that issue took some time and the real chairman wengwa ndingere 3 weeks ago no tuna ndingirete somehow you know me people think I am the coordinator of two-term which I think because I've been very vocal nambera andingere ambera tukunenkirwa milioni 6 na iturame nande we are okay atotagochiga wenda no tumuringire thimoja aga confirm so au tafadhali nyathere tukuga mbecha cha karere are bweja kwaza sako kana za CBO bukamenya what to do no tubetha bandikite proposal
okay becha ichi achangwa ri kana cia okay cia retwa mbecha cia retwa no one Kairo who is
you know in every CBO kwena chairman secretary treasurer na committee member mo
okay for example iji cia lemerere yo kuisi ya lemerere
bana bogeta nande kuthige yo projects
yo kuisi ya lemerere no ware acu iki ya kunankana
of course that under the MP na nande kwethiro ikundi biere bira biere registered Tigania West bonda sako nande ishi ejira unonto bamwe ba insista ikiawa kikibwiri kunenkerwa the MP take some time. I actually followed up with him nonto monene o kikundi keu na ndingirete he found my number from wherever na ndingira ambira what is happening
no we kundi kina kibi yeta kwa mbecha
you see every CBO enenkana ira proposal like for example no thimenti whatever kurukira makutano bukiana tha ibo kona kwena petrol station yaki era na CBO yao kwena basi era gorero you know you just do up na ba anto bongwa
so do you like advertise the any
people do proposals bukatoma through your members of parliament or through your MCA na bukadithirwa support na yonko kwera it's part of the better economic transformation
okay
model.
Do you like bukabu wala ikito yite kwa na empowerment kwenu so you guys adike any proposal do you advertise like
you see that was already in their model yes. So anto abandika proposal through the members of parliament na nande na yoga support na inyabara bange bari kwibari na mbesha okona jo umire for 2 years and decided chia kwambo chia budget ya wake hoteli ngita 3 top kwengia kete Mombasa ojo no akona mbecha chia wa anto akudo chia
kakwetha kwena budget ya
there's a budget there's a budget for the presidency even for empowerment
ambu atire twara sio kuma twara sio mama tuina katiba
yes
katiba ye ni kueleza wewe mno o mbesa sekenyi bati kupanganwa ni bonto mbwira atire nkiambiriria parliament niyo ina mamlaka ya kwa na mbesa baua mbesa hii bonto yani kametera rare didinyoro tisi kuletra no dai boba na kwa mbesi
ena sama
tani dai sita kibarabara sita kisibitari na baka itemize mbesa na nyaba kiwa milioni cia nona mwakinya thiringi mwanja baka uwa oteo ke parliamentary appropriations kwina manto empowerment katiba ni kuwa expenditure on the Kenya mbesa either based on law ote sheria no mbele sheria ya Kenya kweleza manto empowerment uteyo
Of course.
kandirie mbesi si empowerment sionde mbia sia wamba nangaburo wamba uendelea wamba mtupu wamba ngangoda bara muthikiria kenda tweleanwa kutweka mbure parastatu nyingi dai Kenya iromeri ni asore pa president unfortunately actually abingi mno ni akalenjin kutweka ore kwina manto empowerment uromerete parastato uromerete company ina share serikali ko kaendia mbia ke mtu fulani mbia cash timbia yani say budgeted for allegations. That's a reality. Besira bibo
where is the evidence?
Matino sia tere ono kora security tere na ambisiuma nda ngura na asiuma me utoka inaanza inasiuma tibo eko kora inasiuma ndango inasiuma dilo trima wantu kama tete mbesa uande na milioni moja leitha to milioni 10 akalingo kampe kende yako wande na sia kwa moja leitha to 10 mya kendeke rea tangasa yani utonga bwake atangasira wa na law firm arena worth I think 400 kana 300 million.
Yes.
Lakini mbia sia ni takumekwa yani vice president deputy president nyingi sisi tokapo inde kenda ngusogiri na mbesi chuma iwamba mutupu
which you cannot prove any.
Tukabite budgeted. Ndio kuna sheria wa bia sia budgeted. Iteke record sia parliament. The only answer either any iwamba kana mismanagement but mismanagement the same as wamba. Kinya mbesi ukarweza wisia state house kana sia presidency tika mbesi ila sidarasi open check kutugende president na utumire mbesi ila no ya sore bake ari kinye tunto na auditor general na ku raise queries akawa mbesa sia naona tena prove uitumiri na wera iya mimi mbesi sia yetu tika sia ruto kana sia
documentary evidence
yes sia yetu ko mbia sia ko kibato tumeka kutuka isio kama toani basundi kana bagindeke na tukimenya atire kirasi kimoka nda kurere na rera muzia ni milioni 1 nira baka matanto balitemiro ba ND state house batumere milioni yana tuko imwe yuni rasi yana daktari anakuwa the next schools classrooms capitation and was no it's so difficult to make the hard decisions to manage BS yetu properly the way Kagame unfortunately neither in his own extremes lakini ke physical discipline I lived in Rwanda by there for over 4 years I know what it means to have a leader with a discipline, any physical. Why Rwanda utima bari na poto. I can assure you that Kigali is an extremely clean city. Na nkediria karotena kuwa dayo temu topinga ruto. Ndari ya Tanzania renge na mbele Pakistan. Ndari Tanzania 1 year. Ukea kuria billboard yenyewe mtopinga Samia. Otire ukiona kwa jua sulu yure ayo no wendi buru. Ndio wanapanga kwa dai. Anto badenji bakadira.
Okay. Karote todira ni manto empowerment so that we can move on. Ora attend any empowerment program imutia.
I attended one for Northiment.
Wibiru bakiwa mbechi wina baruta.
Bwana Martin kinyawa no itawa nara kwenu amwathi wete to changari. Oge aweta kanche no gatambe so ituthia tatu gori no raritete
nteta tuko chiodo changa
inya wo inteta tuko chionde ndai kana
hotel bana boy beta tuko chiodo
no mtu ati mbo tu ambe sinda urete andaritete ikadhuri yake biba tu akiwa
yeah for the sake ya accountability karoteno ndo atongeria bana atongeria we to know kwethro ambe chichio kama kana icie to bo tumirora makwenda
ango chogere gyuri gyaku nteko mburi yango gwira atiri ikathuri yake ana baraba thomethagia ba foundation biga gwakiwa ai bathomethie na mbia cieri areawe cia makandamia na cia avocado na ndi cia empowerment cia empowerment uinthetho andi na kanya kauchema na either kindike one on one de muria monene beche yugo lunga ciori cia kumaku
eu atende bakiwa ina abantu tembe
no tutetete kuri na chumete
tutetete out of their own will
no we didn't ask Martin
okitila ankuri atire
atwete nya woni tuete to we na nya batu twaritere nya woni ndaritire inda uinta iron akunipea misi kupewa turetere timu yetu na twete inya batu twachangamati because we even as we make noise about this, wingorombe tiga nathu na my brother na goromba ketiene no na kwenda ke senator
na winko mnyige konkaromba namba
these friends of mine bwana Martin wingi ya kuona mtu wendo mbige empowerment na dhuru kuma ruyu mwaka 2027 demwata demokaribisha moko yo yele that is one why bwana Martin, politics is local na politics is local we let us not lie that warning ya kuona campaign are too expensive bwana Martin ndarombere 2022 na indaibiru na indronere ite muchetha my brother na ibenda gwira antu ukathunguthanga kwa no gwenda kuiba wanga winkwenda kuritsain mawari mwene mbete ngarombete kaito menyera twala twagu baba kumere nao no bagwire u na ukuri iturekane na let's not think that politics is everything. But mtu amwire wena mwako yako na resolve na nkoro wewe well and good, let us go. But temu cheba yo moya muno. But baba umere batiba tu otra. What I'm saying campaigns are too expensive. But we never to if we do it on our own. Somehow it becomes something. We need one another when the friends, when the supporters, about the watia. Why? The nature that took data, it managed on the Pinay, it going on top of Babangi, carrying one on top of Kenya, carrying one on top of electorate with a band, carrying a Dr. Kaiwono, meet the Luguari, I located the rain and now at the corner of the Roma was there to be Roma was married to be a con. Be ready. Kinyoka kutoka kwa nyake. Awe na biasia naunda. Na waire muyumbi ata muyumbi otiganye wese. Are muyumbi ombiri. Kuma gerie. Ba mumenya ya ora mporo igene kuma gerie. Wa ngire korome gwara mumete na iro mwanko kunyetiganye wese. I am telling the truth. Somehow our way they. So what I'm trying to say, Bwana Martin, man, way too expensive. First of all, we must have civic education creando veto. Para que voy a verte, para que voy a manel que era para lindas. Let's do the credibility of our lindas. Neam to vamos de empórico tu cuenta con la carne va tu tongeria. Neam to vamos de empórico tu cuenta con la ninde guru tu va mi que namere. Next time to not me 100 million kuya kuringa campaign ni korobe te kemu yumbere. Koi gone ka ge meru ge ta choge ambia sia. Boka maobagu kuringe sima. So the most important thing is to kuwa na raisi ya kokarari. Ruto oyo atora kuya makaitse na kono. Kuratenti kuchangira makanisa ngamba eto bakaendwa everybody kinya wege nyaworeta na kare nireni. So the most important thing but we as the leaders baraba to aspire we tebi kwambere itole minya na vitu ngawa au ayana boetwa but the most important thing bila bikuendekana is civic education.
Okay.
Tena nkoro mona na mweri Bwana Martin kuelimisha antu vetu about the kind of leaders that we want. Secondly, the naitikachi ye oro no ntoto ko kinya as we are talking today. Madina ya na Ruto tokele ke Ruto kala muno na kinya the leaders. The naito ina choma Martin chumete kuma COVID-19 to ya 2020 ano kunya Martin kwe mto atigere kadire Martin nunya kwe mto thinire kuma 2020 na mwaka na arua na mtu nari na ngwichia we nunya kwe mto thirire na mwaka na arua atokira as we are talking. Same case to this nation. Kuyo tumete na if we want to be very frank toma thine che COVID to ya manto ina ya Russia nganambi ora karwetha kuwa. We all remember very well then ingi almost 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Completely.
but Kenya ke ingi
Kenya ke kankuatire Kenya to ingi riu Kenya ingi re kakwivyo kakwe ngwitorita kakwe development chiendelea there was nothing that was happening Bwana Martin wonto kwenda gwira ukiawita maua ku hoteli chiare ku very prominent Bwana Martin na ichathirire ukiawita maua ku Somali batura maua na ibathamire bathirire baire fukara bachoka ku so Bwana Martin ku na to kuma from antubara baire crashed na inya thika we were some itware kuraya so as even we talk na kinya ketha ito criticize the government nyano ntongwari
so the parliament
kandirie point yego Bwana Martin yonkua kakua atiri kinya tukithithia all that we are doing it to the objective na kinya uingwarite kate mwandiko thirikari ruto atempandikite na nyagindike atempandikite na nte mwandiko government of Meru lakini bila tukwaria mantu yara yo ndeto kuito itho to objective na ndenda kwa politics is local na woni ya Meru what I am interested with ni mbia ntu ba Gembe North ba kuona kiri thirikari ni mbia ntu ba Meru County ba kuona kiri thirikari and that is where I am standing now kia kwithwa at the end of the day before 2027 mantu yara turi antu ba Meru to promise ro yonde yakethwa yari fulfilled. I have no problem with saying 2 term and we vote bigetha bithithe to Martin then kinya wona I am not a fool. No, kinya inomba mwenga wa 1 term.
Okay, it's just a matter of time though. And you know, it is true. Kinya wonde ta current but they don't capacity journalist, they go interview president, then are deputy. But you see, I think the narrative nyo as a country ni kuate the neji trambe ruari and woni from where I see the ribu ya katukuremera incompetency. To propagate incompetence by na meario ya manto ya tirambiri ruare ni manto ya makuru then why do we elect leaders ni to dura atongere ba ya we elect new leaders kenda ba turetera kenda ba change manto ya to kuona ya kaya toire and if we okay ya kwethwa then ro aria then we do not need tutebati kwithwa twina karote akirombe tikia nathu uga kwithwa kendelethia tu manto yera yareo tutebati kwithwa twina wakili ya ari senator Meru because uga kwithwa manto yera twina yo tha ino yo kendelea kaibunga then we don't need you kwithwa ri mubunge wa Tiania West no tebati kwithwa kinyo kirombe but ankwenda tuchinjia ngia kidogo tu but mbere yao katuibe na tabuku kiri SMS na kiri Facebook fan page yetu ni Weru TV. Murethi arua spewing new dawn propaganda he can't okay Patrick Mwenda nkurarwa arua Bwana Martin this thing calling empowerment is just a handout please hiyo ni upusi kabisa watu watengenezewe barabara ndio wafike sokoni wajue kufanya biashara wajitegemee wenyewe. Aritwa Patrick Mwenda Nkuraro nawe akizuhura Arua Martin say hi to the panelists, they are orderly except Karwetha who is interrupting others. Morris Murethi Arua, the fact remains that giving people money is not a way of empowering people to entrepreneurship. During Kibaki and Uhuru time, M-Pesa agents and banks agents were everywhere. Since 2022, when this Kenya Kwanza regime took power, they increased tax and many of the operations shut down ends and employment. During Kibaki, there were visions, mega projects like LabSet, Konza City, Techno City, SGR, Universal Healthcare, affordable and compulsory education. Do hear about these programs today. See, education, health is rotten, no medicine in hospitals. Okay, Kambori. Okay, kwitho tuteito oti na tokatambecha.
Yeah, that's a question you need to ask.
Martin, will allow me to respond to that?
Yes.
No kuona wonite kuria thina kabisa oti kwitwa. And let me tell you, kwina country tika kwindi batwi Kenya niwe ya tax kuruki ya country imwe, especially in Europe whether on to some European countries they tax people even more than it is happening here. Bila bi ku pain Kenyans. Ne witwa gotibura lakini resort cia mbeca ira baitirwe bate uchiona na mbeca icho ikwa kinya kithira matini na I mean bwana Karuti na Karawetha bate utwira na ikuma na bataurutheria mbeca icho ukona ikiumira nau na you know to it actually you know withdrawals in an economy nonto mbeca ira itikurita ngwira ibatiri lakini ugia kwithira Akenya barito hoti bakona barabara inja bakona thukuru inja bakona chibitari inja you know you don't even feel the impact no mbeca ira no kyo tumaira kinya wita chibitari and other things yeah
okay Kenny Mwiri Arua, I know the gentlemen are articulating issues including Karote despite his political direction nawe Simon Mungiri Arua things Karoetha owe kokwariria the current government. He actually says you are a puppet of the current regime. Akawa, you are pursuing your interests and she's key support of Deputy Kithure Kindiki. Nawe Kenzi Militi Arua Patrick Mwenda Arua Akili. Okay. Simon Mungeri Arua, the problem of this regime is lying. They have perpetuated a narrative of falsehood all over the country. Martin, the president has launched a 10 billion project in Meru some year back, yet none of the project has commenced. This is a big shame of a promising, yet no results can be seen. Honorable Stanley Arua, the two guys seated between Karote and Karoetha are rich in wisdom. They understand what they are saying. Team Arua, okay, Nicholas Itonga Arua, when William Ruto assumed the presidency of Kenya in September 2022, the Kenya shilling was trading at roughly 120 and 120 to US dollar. Prior to the election, the shilling had been somewhat stronger, hovering around 113 to 116 shilling per dollar. Since Ruto took office, the shilling has gradually weakened, reflecting economic pressures and global market trends with rates surpassing 160 per dollar by late 2024 and continuing to fluctuate in 2025. Retwa Nicholas Itonga Maure Junior, if people like Karoetha are the people Kindiki is expecting to sell him here in Meru, I can bet he is misinformed. Maurice Murida Arua, we lack good structures in governance. Something not well addressed is about the current parliament. This parliament is worst ever in history. Where were they until the Gen Zs protested? Who passed those bills if not MPs? As per Honorable Karoetha on 2020 Constitution, what will you do in Parliament if being elected? It's a fact the current constitution created so many duplicate portfolios or bloated employees like county administrators, yet we have MCAs and MPs, county ministers, yet we have national CSAs, cabinet and directors in all departments. It created so many commissions which are useless. You and the current government do have any idea to sensitize the public to reduce wage bill? Okay, nikiurikia kuria tena mbere kwa renda batu kiri Facebook fan page yetu ni Weru TV na nkulukituri live kiri YouTube na kiri www.werudigital.co.ke. Katu ikithimo ithato. Hello Weru. Where hello? Hello. Sorry. Hello Weru. Hello. Hey. Uoni bui kabisa mukuru turari nao. Sorry. Tunirie sauti ya TV ku please kenda to watanira bro. Hello. Hello. Hello sir. Hey. Kabisa awe. Okay. Okay. Kanto ni bibi na thina na thimu but first mbere tuzo tugita thimune Professor Kithure Kindiki na kinyitie mwaka yumwe na ntuku mwaru ari ubichine karute umbo mu credit nambi ubichine.
Thank you, Martin. Professor, kiri mwaka yawe yurari ofisine, bambere mea, as we all know, Deputy President is the assistant principal to the President. Na mandate yewe na nkuona na amele tobubo ya mono. He is not competing with the President. He is supporting and helping the President ku handle issues. Ira Deputy President ya batere kwithura kithithia. In terms of bringing people together, in terms of kureta unity kiri Kenyans, na ithirito akiumba kuthithia ntubu ate ku discriminate. That maybe iba share chio itingi bari na to shares tunini bangi sio mbingi. In terms of maybe bringing people together na cohesiveness ya kire antuba ndiguruye, I have seen him all over. Like Njuzi nimemwona huko Kaspool, Homa Bay, the other day Northwestern. So in terms of maybe kuendia the agenda of the government na kutetheria munene owe kiri mantu irabatetheria kwithira mutetheria ya karuteni kuona na uchumia. He is new in that office. He has never been there before, and according to
Kinya wewe wabro uko theka karote, you know that one is not an argument.
No, you want the gear. Orabo Murray is doing very well. Na Kinya kire constituting his office. Naona adhiri very well. He has people from all over. Ute anto ate thingithitie. Ate nanto ba antore darakanithi kana ba mero ake in his office. So woni mwankara tore maybe no ndi mwa 50 ndi mwa inko mwa half na
50 average.
I 60 is above average. No ndi mwa 60 na ingwitikia as time goes, because muntu actually ukinyiri 60 no kulokete. So woni ndomba kuwa na kuumba kuthithia boya na kumbridge mea the other regime ndaigua you na weta ke murungu ratura you cannot see before you go, you must pass through Jesus Christ. So the other office ndaigua the Lindras they were mandated, or it was a must. They passed through wakolokere through ora ware okenda bakela mukela yura yungi but kuona yanto ba utirikaniria bongo straight uretha wira yo kawaida we MP we MCA you can go straight and speak to the head of this nation directly. So okay. No mwesigiste mwankara turi is doing very well. Though ito to ina theory about empowerment nambi but kile manto ya ko check mirandi kidhani intergovernmental meetings ira batere kuthithia IBEC nambi is doing very well. Nontongo wewe no mielewa na to karayaka me kura witanto bakwenu abera I want us to improve this ukaraya abo kwenda ku overthrow the government, but uniara to in terms of mambo ya kubana ni baba dikari is doing very well kwa Martin na utumira kidogo mkea wewe ya ate kwa poko kwa na ndo kubanga ndo alitia we na akali like a leader. Okay. We are wishing him well. Na one of the reason to ride into one of the biggest reason why we are really supporting this government. Without Ruto, there is no Kindiki. So kinyago my brothers were kinyago kweta na mtu agro bana tore ne ko arita kwa kiliki
and yeah, and ni narrative njaro daktari because indebirwe kinyambusi okay Senator Kaburi Murungi akiaria arawire tukia kuwa kasongo one time then ikuwa kinya kindi gikakana na aintorene. What do you think?
Okay, Martin unia njukiria na bwana karutea tira. Menya itumikira MPs tumereba impeach Gachagua. Bauandika ati utetheria president ukinyithia maendeleo yara ya bateri ya kwanja muno wa Mount Kenya. Baua biatumereba support that impeachment kote kintu bona in development wise. Lakini menya karotete ko meka ari mwarimu kari yakwa muntu maxi nyingi muno oge yakwa wa maxi kari uwa umbaku tombo nya kuthuka katu kithomo kira tuguera tu kithuka ngerenge.
Why?
Because bana Martin ukaile land development nya katue Mount Kenya ikwari nya nurikana twari na ira chieto ma roads iranto bauga Gachagua atabata theri nya ku implement. Even today nothing has ever been done in those Mau roads. Okay, a project ira nyingi cha Meru. Maybe the biggest project ira to which to me, as someone who understands basics of economics, ire akoromone ya milioni maana ya nana. Kana ringiria nawe tu ire milioni 350 ya kenjai. Na tukuinge kabauria now. Ire 350 million. What is the value of the goods and the services that circulate irurene mwaka kenda tumbo chokia 350 million uto talere na anto bange tuona nanga irurene kadra they very active for around 30 years kenda tumbo chokia uchokia mbecha hiyo okay akwilela projects ira kindi kiambite kureta Kenya kana let's say Mount Kenya went on to we feel is a Mount Kenya man. When I think they will take a game more than 10% as a fair teacher.
More than
10%.
Really?
Yes, as a fair teacher.
10%.
Yes, and I've explained why. Not to kumai for the last 1 year. Then I will with this project. Apart from empowerment, he in a lot of issues. He was actually, he used to walk around with flowing shirts because he really wanted the empowerment program to work. But okay, with the key issues, just sustainable projects in Mount Kenya in particular. Honestly, me atutadura muntu nonto ito kwenda muntu rote kwa aria manto ama inge ura uteuskumana na president is better buskumana lakini we get project ira to kwenda in our region.
Beatrice, don't think Daktari are fair. 10% is way too.
People have really been recruited and there's been a lot of they made a condition.
Recruited by who?
We know who has recruited people to be very much against. First of all, Kindiki himself, Okateka and won the United Opposition. If you Google all of them, Okabedran a scandal, corruption scandal. The problem in this country, number one, is corruption. Kindiki otimu any corruption in your mentioning. So that is one of the credits. Actually, should Aruto president.
Aruto.
Kindiki to he has never ever been mentioned or even an imagination that he can be corrupt.
Kato digress kidogo Aruto.
Number two,
we are talking about 1 year.
Okay. He's the principal assistant. Yes. The other thing I want to say about the deputy president is very underworking. Even in the professionals, in the very bitter about this regime. To be very honest, most of them, it's like a new team working. It's a new team working. Yeah. The other issue, the deputy president is very underworking. Okona mutongeri okuroka office 4 a.m. I think sometimes you can check whether the office in 4 a.m. Maybe the office organizing the committees of the cabinet. By 9 umuone Kitale. 11 umuone Mombasa. To be very honest, that leader is above average.
Yeah.
I will give you
another
1 year in office.
Yeah, I was just asking 1 minute. So, That is very good. Kwithwa kiroka within 4 and then wamibwa where we
yeah, he's able to manage all the tasks.
At what expense?
At what expense?
At what cost?
Okay, that is a bit ambiguous. That question is not very clear.
Yeah, Uncle Oriatere, 1 minute. Uncle Oriatere Karwetha. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki akiroka ubicine rukire, and then the itatu wa muibwa ari Malaba somewhere, and then wa muibwa the Inyanyari Mombasa somewhere, and then wa muibwa ari Runduni in that one same day. Uncle Oriatere ngarama ndunge uchi ondere imbi. And what is the value?
The value is there because okogwa karendi ofisi oragenya kwita omenya what is the issue and what needs to be corrected. Na tukutige kuorirwa inkuigwa nto bakye complain mono imanto jakare na Irunduni. Indikana even my own father betaga tondo na ibeta natagwitagwa Kabarak. It is just now that the common mwananchi na gwita menyara mbere bara betari akoro bara bekaira ngon father na beta bachoka bakarende mastoja aja batia na ntu daiji mwekoro kawaida menyari ta keja akiarage kwanza megwita Irunduni njire yake nande the information is all over antu ibagwita ende mbere bara beta it's just the select few daiji gotena discrimination
utanjo kire ya kwandiruri atire ngarama ya ira yotumika kirendi unga ichi ondere yewirira na.
The logistics of the president and of the presidency is usually there and budgeted. It has a vote.
Is there not a way?
It has a vote.
Is there a way to bakunichia ngendo iji na improve on something?
Maybe they have decided again to management by walking around. No kare office okeronya. Do you know we have 8 dams on paper na kwe onda kire office intukwe moko rwa ndamu yetathithwa. So sometimes wambo kare office wije ndame
How about you appoint competent people?
Yes.
Martin.
Yeah.
It's not even about the competent people. It is just ensuring you are hands-on. Remono ukarende nara state house okedragara okwerwa it's not the truth.
Power of delegation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ato kwa gendege max.
Wonder kama 80%.
80%.
Yes.
Wow.
Antoka inyande kudhiria gukwera why.
But
I can do that.
Tu sukuru primary re miseritawa wende mukatholeki
same here
tona batire akarinde na abetawa altar boys tona monora walitari yakanyo ngoere batire onto batire nyo ekara erinda na ngwere batire etu taishike airake ya mangwana kan ya misa altar boy ya te akweburu leine dara lekena batire na misuma akamata atedire batire ngwe nambi ontongo eta manto yau deputy presidents kana vice presidents bakenya kuma independence bonde bari politicians ni bari political following na mtu aya vice president no nto ena clout fulani politically uredra ni Jaramogi uredra ni Moi uredra ni Kibaki uredra ni Kinyakaranja in a way Kalonzo lakini dole ile kindike nyatikenya aranire tumuringira kura a deputy president as per the constitution is an appointee. Political power
Mustafa you are a lawyer and you understand the law, right? Anoko mnya kwena kwena impeachment na impeachment ibati ku impeachment ke bati kwa muntu impeachwa ka kwena replacement yebwetha sure
but me am kwa political till legal side kwa political perspective me yake ndegena kashagwa ibari ore ba kwenda utara running mejo Ruto batara kashagwa there was a reason iyo ndo batara kashagwa bado utara kindiki now that reason bado tika reality we senjia Mungu ngobera ate my opinion political power deputy president Kindekenyo akindeke bedo inde mwisi meari mwalimu wako and he's an excellent lecturer he's a knowledgeable man we give venture into international law Kindeke ulitanire who have known him since 2005 na manto ya karidha kuwa Kindeke is a hard worker excellent is a hard worker lakini political power mimi no nyando beda netie wale nyaki ndege sukuma wateka wewe kapeti nani Faruk ndio wasia ai no to kweta mimi mambo mnyako na medo tlas mnyako yoroe kwa na wewe na power au
Lavule mwarimu ogu. Oh, really?
Let me say something.
Yeah.
You know,
Again, Martin, there is something I wanted to say.
Kindiki we know, Kindiki is a very humble person. Na nyao carpet no umuone nyete tena he doesn't really care no mwankati mboni ni powerful. What mtu muskuma? It is just him who is not after all those things. He's a simple man.
Yeah.
For him, what he is keen on it is to work. The headache in this country is too much in terms of our policies. They are new. And the care is what do we need to do? Man, to carpet, he does not really care about it. No, to power kugonyaka rende no whether you know when somebody is humble, ukamwethera tu na unanto him is not really after kuona ni na ndeni mimi ndio ndume. Na I don't think I consider it a weakness.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
is
Martin,
just that
there is something
they're very keen on all those powerful whatever kuona ni na I am there and it has to be through power.
You know what I think
was an important
what I
point
think
before
what
I
I think
forget.
Deputy President Kindiki I keen on as she says is not really sure bila na bio keen on the empowerment. Tikakwenda tuchoka ke empowerment rengi but I think he's so much more keen on empowerment.
I will support her.
I will
support him there. You know what happened with this government? They were so quick to just implement issues. Na kuleta changes. And you know change is gradual. Na change better implement change jana. Now if you ever learned about change, jana a lot of issues. Na inyoka taka a policy sichi on the back implement that ichiario in the last two regimes. Noraba bangi bageraga they let go. But this regime they are a bit unpopular. But if they are streamlined, we will have the best country in terms of our policies.
Fair enough.
Na ikiomba kuzigochon there Thursday. No, sure. Sometimes he'll be out there. I go what the issues are, they rectify.
Okay.
At least we have a listening government. Ere enginyo ntenge kinyara cabinet minister.
Karwetha na reli na nyawo ni kurika na obwanto ibeta kinya komo inara baita kinyomu inira kwa nara. But let me say, two wrongs do not make a right. We need to change, no manka to change buramanto ya kuendelea ndeguru. Okay, akwia eitarea mzee Kibaki na inya Uhuru. Mechama ni uya wetawa in you know obichine na bino bukene nkairo handouts kabisa it could make sense. And our deputy president no man can change the way of doing things. Anto barenda manto sustainable. Manto yara bakarira royo barire auke na kinyana bo batiro bakire yaira into ya barabara you do good market boka improve kinya you know he also even chairs the cabinet. He needs also to kinya kungaindi
cabinet committees.
The cabinet committees. He need even to guide those committees kenda bake yana policies imira chumbe kia kinyotethia you know ila ikareta economic activities sustainable. Lakini tuwe nonto anto ibeta kwa moi baka wa ngirithano kindege nweru arina njiririe kwa ya na ngirie 10. I think we are actually leading our people in the wrong direction.
But daktari antomatika kuende 1 minute Karwetha kindly. You see Karwetha
like it is already 5 years.
Kindly.
We need to also give them time.
You see antoba bateko lasimizwa weta. Ibongo kwenda weta na atongeri wabeja babera twite ni tweje. So is really not na ya tongeri per se. I think ibatu tuyongwa.
You see in my view bwana Martin tukeo take advantage ya vulnerability ya mtu betu atokutweka ibatu to bike ya on the right path ibatu to born ya how easily they can get some things. I totally agree with you. Na kinyaru ariwo ni bedete ya located in my constituency kabisa. Why kunya ndo baba bakiwa uninda itero na Aura State House ndare angirie komi ndo baba moja ile amera nyangi ntachokere acho nadhireria au in the State House Brexit ntagumire acho lakini beche ile okay kuona those people who are going there were thousands and thousands. Beche ile ke ya we kwamwe bwana Martin in my own view. Icho chombe kia weta ikainja kinya kithima ya naumbu metharu ari Rwanda rutona roi antu mboka batameona antu baina mpara kabisa lakini barita bakabithirwo project yenge bithirwo nawe tu feedlot tu ai mukongoro ngamba ya 140 million kabera bokia kwenjiro ithima bitano aki taibu kithira bokenja mboka boikia market boita kwendi in different places na inyabo karibu ingwa icho tuita sustainable project becha ile icho tukuatri na ibo tukua madam Karwetha na my friend here onto ibwetha irabore akuwe na our deputy president ibo one becha ile chiwita kutumirwa just kurea for one day na tachiumbe kia kurea tu hamwe ikaomba kuritango yombe kia hotel ya ntobetu years to come
na Karuti tukenda tu ikithimo deputy Githuri Kindi kinethiri twari very categorical awa na kawa atiri kaita kakwa bwa judge bwa mpitere yamba bura nditite ngweci yakwa na bukaitira barabangi no barubisi ne mbere kwa bura batite ngwe so maybe daktari na Mustafa kaba bati kwa Kindike kanye just for now
tukaida katukonja 5 years ago but they're not over.
Bana Martin, Kenya availability in politics is also it also count. Okay, ako my brother wakili na kwenda take senator. Turari noe goro iso kandron igoro. And I can see him moving here and there. Kako kauchi ndiam churewe yonekana kenda antu beta ndebe ntugere goringa kura atege kwa antu ngoyo akamata iratachi ebera kweta bwethera wina chure gari ubu manye ubu so availability is also very important Kindike antu bathonagi is a right in the park lakini today as we are talking Kindike aurite ndi is known all over but ria athanirwete beko ya mawara mbere na John Paul na president John Paul aringero mpecha itiegende na even our other MPs because anto baba ingi batamenya wis Kindike anto batwira mwibanara but he has built himself tutomuga utheri uareyire mirwa I don't know kitha wakili na daktari bakomenya Kindike no yire wikira yire musingira our level 6 hospital kwanjirirwara Antira meagitha bena habari that Igembe North nara tumite bana Hilary tukwanjiriria college ya Kenya Police nara mwisho ya Kambo na my brother umite na itina anje Makinya gavana nara thiri kuthithia barabara the ING has been there nande anto betu batita ngilngil bare na mayo na twintukwere ngira ndwisho tweta kwende mandras na chai na anto betu bakona mbecha I don't know whether you are aware about that I don't know kithabure aware anto betu baroro awa muno but as we are talking now Igembe region na Tigania we have 184 KPR na unto bobo nekete through the deputy president Tharakanithi bridge 7 billion I think ibo kuona tumbai pass to
ni the bridge ka remain promise monkarira
no, it has been advertised it has been advertised
show me that
it was already advertised
okay akwethwa kwe mutonge othia ta mantu yaiwoni bwana Karuti okay akwethwa kwe muntu othia ta mantu yaiwoni
I thought Nidi bridge was advertised.
Where? When?
Nidi bridge was advertised and even the tender has been closed.
Bwana Martin.
It has not.
It has been advertised.
No, it has not.
I'll share with you and
please.
No, I will. Let me look for it.
You need to know they want to inyabo circulating where TV.
Murumene advertise.
Karuti akwenda kwe mtu wothi atela mantu yaiwoni na Nithi bridge has not been advertised.
It has been advertised.
Where?
Nitakutumia kesho.
The tender has even been closed. They advertised what
I'm saying, Martin.
Guys.
What I'm saying, bilankuwa the other day you saw Kindike in the Horn of Africa. Barabara yetu kuma Mogadishu kuira nawe tu Kachuru Bulo kuya Isiolo kuira Ndomuru. Or you are not even aware. Kinyenda anto ba take a swipe to the president no ntoba kwa kutulo nini we umete rotero ira no kinya githaure awea barabara ni irakinyire bulu kuma kachuru yito along that area the road is so smart nene JTA the highway the other day was that that area
kilometers.
Apart from that that Horn of Africa kachuru etoete administration block ya to Mbwau ya to Iras Mwanja ya to Dining Hall ya choke ka antu anathu 5 kilometer tarmac road kuma Lundu kwina mabulu then tukaiwa market arabulu then tukaiwa a nursery class alabu then ya mwathi na more than 3 nursery schools ili kuthio ni Horn of Africa then ugeya tunene they have a market and kuitwa Muruto MCS knows then Rumuru the same so as even we say utebi baraba kuthithia barabara ya the Horn of Africa it open the whole of Igembe Tigania East Igembe Central with some market schools and even hospital actually Kachuru it work a very big hospital na nyakwa kumama
Ndenda kuria President Ruto no bati kugia credit ya barabara yo.
Kako no who is implementing no implementing
okay
design karaya but now
funding World Bank part of it
yes part of it
me bodo kuadre Martin bato barasia uma no twende
erioyo ndikana riorongo Sitari leo.
I agree with you 100%. Maendeleo ndio maendeleo yombo katika.
APR baipo.
Beko.
Na itu ogerwa college.
Bondo ni oga credit no.
See, my good friend here.
Kako ende no.
I think just a minute. Composition, you people just want to talk things for the sake of talking. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but you see, it is very unfair. The truth.
Karueda.
For the first time,
okay. Kadri, please.
What I'm saying,
yes.
It's like people just want to
the 20th vision resigned by the government of Mwai Kibaki. Badu totaro no together to part and pass and baba ku implement yara mantu yara Kibaki angiriri. Warning ku mantu ya resign councillors. Long time ago barite manto ya municipal na manto ya to by Gembe North na manto ya nado ku no nyamba ku idhanani and up to date untobuko takarika it may happen during my time ore ndombere council ngoro gwiro kai wa green team so now that untobuko kuthith o are na superhighway Kibaki then uru ako yana nduo carriage ako yana Mau Rose but all these things chion the chiareke 2030 vision ya Mwai Kibaki koi manto ya daktari akwenda kuthithia ya design ni uru na ya design ni Ruto ya design ni Kibaki some of the things that are happening yo on the manto ya tawete tundre governor Mutuma akathie manto ya vision 2040 era kiraito athithagia na kurubara bet bakuruba batongere tu muthaura kuri kinyonge ukeya after 2037 Mutuma tura kurongo ugeyo eta mwanga 2040 nau tukwariria implement manto yara kwende untubu gethirwa bwanjiritu ni His Excellency the Governor Oriku so manto ya yonde tukadiscredit Ruto asikinya wa waseneta kwi manto ukeya kuthithia ya kubangwa ni yabangi kireitwe seneta kana nturi ndianjiriri
well ndio adhibuchi yetu ya kasi na kaishu kidogo nisiochughulikira tukethwa tukiukia baadaye kethwa time ya twitikiria Simon Mongeri arimbira Martin insecurity trends in Meru are worrying. Judith Kirago arimbira she's informing me that the bridge realignment was advertised by Kenha and tender closed on 16th October. Julius Somieru Karueda is busy defending the government government because she is benefiting from it. Wait for 2027, mutaona moto.
Those are lies. Those are allegations that I'm not employed by this government.
Simon Mogeri Arua, our son, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, is suffering this government too. He is being used, kindly, Arua, he is being used to up to next year. Unfortunately, he will not be the running mate of President Ruto. He has failed terribly in uniting Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. The support base of President Ruto is being now under the control of DP Gachagua. Honorable Peter Motuma Kalembe, Arua DP, going round the country is loitering, doing nothing, no work. Godfrey Mudhe, Arua Kindiki score is below 10. Kindiki has nothing to offer to the country, and Mount Kenya community is good in following instructions. Everywhere is suffering. Simon Mungiri Orengi, Arua DP, Kindiki is enjoying the power and privileges of the office of the Deputy President, but the grassroots level he has no following. My advice to him is to jumpstart stored development projects in the Greater Meru region. Imagine he has not delivered any project in his village of Irunduni. How will his scorecard look like come 2027? Nicholas Itongarua, as Professor Kindiki brought Kenyans together and united them, where were Kenyans at war before his appointment? Let Karwetha and Karute accept that he has done nothing for Meru. Julius Kadhurima Arua, politics of tokenism and bribery will not help because people are now enlightened and know their rights. Kula kwa serikali, lakini kura kwa mtu ambaye anaweza leta maendeleo mashinani. Nkaibua Linus Arua, hai bwana Martin, hebu niulizie Karote tofauti ya empowerment na okolea ile tulikuwa tunakataa ya Kawira ni gani? Kweno itwa Duncan Mwadhi Arua, tell Karwetha to listen and wisdom is being pumped, even need better Kenya. We need sober minds in leadership. Bore Leonard Arua Martin, tell Karwetha that the dollar before Uhuru came out of office was at 119 to 121. This issue of it was 169 is a total lie. She could check the central bank data before talking. Second thing is that they always say that we should not blame Ruto. Akoria, why? Now, tuchore miario ya former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua feels like atayanirwe ni atongeria ba Mount Kenya. You know, I was asking myself, ngachuri atire wakili Murethi. You see, otela azimithia ntobako thiata. People will follow you because nonto either bwa mantujara wina yoya meya kiribo kana urawo baguna bwana katuibe meari ya former deputy president.
As we mourn Raila Odinga, I must admit I admired two things about that old man, and I'm really very touched by his leadership. Look at the political party that he built called ODM. A strong political party that though he has never been elected president, he is able to get into every government and get what he wants. Because he has a strong political party. But most importantly, his political party, all the legislators are top-notch lawyers. These are the people who have protected Raila Odinga for 30 years. If you look at Raila's team, James Orengo, Otieno Kajwang, late, Omolo Atiende, Karoli Omondi, great minds, great minds. Then nyinyi munanipatia Kawanjiko, wa Matinga, wa Makeki.
ndire ciuria atiri ka gachagua ka kuruma atongeria a campaign ire nekira itene.
You see? Yeah. Even now, let's talk even about Mbere. The candidate is supporting Mbere. Oh, no worry. Okay, sorry.
Okay, Gachagua.
Is double speak.
Tuari uma Gachagua kena safari nenjari. Na manto yako alidai ka kwenda kwa na kiona nilio kana voenda kwendea ika kwa admires sasa sio dinga ntikuona yaka aku regret kwethirwa tena MPs ba Mount Kenya nonto kiboka rote na something very true manto ya mbesi tumikake campaign I don't know kidha ni wewe sungendera ndakwaya data kagura kenda mtu MP Kenya duare wetumira minimum milioni 20 minimum issue itemoka milioni yana kenda wa MCA wetumira between 1 million to 5 million kenda wa senator average 28 million niso kinyawa ngiri bado milioni yana kenda wa governor 500 million sorry presidential campaign Quran ni the tune of 44 billion Kenya shillings.
Wewe wangu tumire yana by the way.
Ende wewe tomato change o siasa tu kuiringa but the point I want to make ni atire MP ba wanda Mount Kenya ba tumire mbesa. Gachagua alitoa mwaka yule mbezi ila sinya unyanu sitaso kanya kote taso. Baya wale bakaja Gachagua bakodira utibe na binombi wonde baete o mabusu onto very live on those handouts wana raia bakikiu kinyama MP na wao wonde roba kibokiu getikare kenda yani as long as uko tayari kuwa campaign sia Kenya ya kwenda si based on besa na raia tiko kwa support mtomo ya kera ile mtu nazo au akarote ni MCO moyo ku MCA amwangiri amwangare amwikira mauta amwira karote wano buye atu support wa MCA ili matasi atisenja Raila onto arena following you yani Gachagua koeta ka leader on values at a very early stage ya career yake ko any following ya nyo those lawyers uba koeta na bao actually aba captive ke Raila values kana Railaism tika yeah but I think tika Gachagua ariyo bita mu know that bawe taba matangi
na Beatrice dibo ya Gachagua bita
Gachagua is hopeful Gachagua na hope but with our leaders in 2027 on Kenya region to carry the same quality
you see
to arasi oma nyamero to ara gloria to arasi oma no to ka to amyo to arasi nyoma win de sukuru in da vigirasia by to be manyara ba kiraito beta lo yani be pioneers by democracy and I was very proud as a student than these politicians tangu wawe kuiba dhoku lakini we can always do better there's always space for improvement
we can do better I love that
you see there's something I want to tell you nitako ndago support tribalism but I want to tell you something communities engage in strength which I am struggling to understand what exactly happened to Meru I wouldn't even be shocked to see anybody comparing Gachagua with Kindiki. In every other aspect, you can only compare him in terms of lies and kutumia mdomo yake for the wrong reasons. Because even in qualities of leadership, toka ati list maybe there is no time. There is no quality of leadership which Gachagua defeats Kindiki. But tuena this euphoria kudhingata mtu nonto nakomba kuina bwega kana nakomba kuruma na bwega kana na vipindi and that is why we are in trouble as this country and he is also a person of double speak narwa kaugojo na rojo kaugojo the same Gachagua okuga na nana kwenda quality leaders baba no ba campaignere so if he is genuine he should have seen they are not quality if he thinks they are not quality Number two, right now, by elections, but I don't know if you know the candidate is supporting. Kinyakwa even expressing himself na parliament yaragwe in English, kana Kiswahili, he cannot.
Oreko.
ntikwenda kumugweta mbitu candidate urago support
I support Karish.
That one.
But Karish never to MCA for
It is okay, but Karish cannot communicate in English. He cannot. He cannot even express himself. So, atongeri by honest for once. It is wrong. You know, Anto, I think Kinyanto ibakwenda na kukarabakia irago. I think people want to the kwera moyanto ibakwenda the wrong people. Okarigara even what politics kashagwas for leadership. But the good thing yoga karananto baruga oh nyaka like presidency totemwa. So imbinde bo mudingatera. Number 2, the opposition has capitalized on the media. Kinyabo bonda bakwandika messages kuga there is nothing to show. For heaven's sake, barabara ilachi astoere 2014. The IG rera revival. One of them is 40 km kwa mberi yake tweki ege eta South Central Menti ekomera North Menti ekadirigera mbe okwenu barabara yani kudhidwa. So there are so many roads already irachoke. Tutige itu kwenda kwaria manto for the sake of doing it. No tariaja the other day Meru Hospital already it is being upgraded. Ira 1 billion. Maybe buge market it was kwa 800 million but bororo na da kaido kwake apart from the market each kodido in a part of the market will have an ICT like an ICT center. It is like a market with so many things. So sometimes maybe not to get some priorities are not so urgent than others. Actually, the other regime, we have nothing to show in Meru when it comes to development. Apart from the KCC, so if we can discredit Kendeki, this 1 year total on
Kinya bypass hiyo tachiona.
The only bypass. At least in bypass ake, you know either way, ngitaraki. Mbele yenge no tutura mi. Barabara chonde recha story na ande chia chokero. So totike itu kware for the sake of talking na inkoona to yantu vete skuru ya twarage facts.
Kimyata idakiro huru aribitene luto ateko myaba luto na huru.
Isa some but you know sometimes the decisions are for the president. Nyama umaro sionga miru itona. Ndram sia twalonchero 8 of them yujini nyama yako ende Mount Kenya Central itiakirwe.
Yeah.
So sometimes let us call a spade a spade.
Thank you.
The IG for the first time they can get on office for 1 year. There is so much that is happening.
Daktari, you know that dikira Gachagua akiwa te you know Raila nethiritwe arikiri thirikari ni cionthe nontu bwantu bara muthiatite feels like Kinyawe this is what is craving for kwithwa you know and handshakes and all that.
You see in my view Martin only interest kachidre chi interest chia the Republic of Kenya. Bonka ke antobaka bwethia what is right. Bonka interest ichia mo Kenya afaindika tiwitikendethera ndina any problem. In my view banalize what I've really understood from Ibrahim Gachagua kuwa Gachagua kakuwa atre itubati kwethera twina MPs barabara independent minded and bara you know during impeachment ya Gachagua tona na impeachment ya so many other things kinya the finance bill tona yaka the legislature is under capture but they cannot make a decision on their own. The executive capture but menya kuwa anything bero to south we go south and you know paraibo representatives bantu kinya manto yara anto bongo baraba durete baba ikia parliament bakorea bareta bakerwa ni executive this is how it should be done na kabwithwa na nitonto why is that happening it happening onto competencies tianto barato wikia parliament you know it competence is questionable. Let me say they are incompetent in any case. Gachagua kakuatre tuilene yanto antobara let me finish madam antobara to aikia parliament tuiki antobara bamba korwa on their own okay akwithira kintu kiteweta mzuri it doesn't matter no baira abera no I will not do this nonto okay akwilela during his impeachment but actually very very close to him and I agree with you utemenya ku force anto bakwenda lakini someone else humble force anto bakuthura you know
true
na interest chiawe icho tuma a force anto beta bakuthura and for sure this is what Ruto did kinyana finance bill okay we awaraginya na MP bangi na bakwira no kumende to etabura to kali to chairman ba committee to you know to have mbecha those things but toke akwira to ina MPs who are independent minded ilo kinya role ila ya legislation na oversight na inya representation ilo ikaritango hivyo ya. This is actually basically what he is saying.
Fair enough. Karuti kanti kubwa ka former deputy president are so truthful in this kinyawe because bamwe bantu baraba akweta ne anto very aggressively a campaignere ya kawanjiko mu campaignere kwanza kile by election bonene sana. So yeah.
So Bwana Martin, from where I sit uoni bomba kwa Gachagua is very bitter na ate bitter na Wakawanjiko wake I'm bitter na everybody prawa participate kuhakikisha ako litwetene as a Christian and from where I sit from the one go kinyake thai kwa karire ni at some point I was sympathizing with him and I was feeling for him na daichi no kwewetin to be very frank and very sincere but kuringana na ngwira baritete na roendo bora baumite na mantu yara baragia as brothers na kuira naoni as the president I will never nantenda kuona and deputy president going through what I went and then me I knew that this relationship will go for some years but it happened na eu kareka nande to ya kuelewa the inner things ira chithirito ikiendelea but from where I sit it is not fair for Alinda kinya my brother atarwai member of parliament wa Tigania West my brother Keotarwai senator it is not good to demean other leaders in front of cameras and in front of the people that elected them. It is not fair because the people who gave them that mandate kwibyo benende enebo so ontobora Gachagua arathithirie goro ni actually na araibishira antu ba Mount Kenya me aratwetherie bia mono ona ni that antu ba batara ntunga he has a degree tega na masters na tega na doctorate kinya Kawanjiko na degree kinya wa Matinge na degree kinya wa Ngugu wao ita wa Ngugu na degree so it is very unfair na kweri kuwa the learned friends bararare abo arero that ndenda bodhani antu 40 kiribabu karindea na kumeua those learned friends ntekwenda kuharibu boyo the learned friends because we have gone around but they also have their issues like nyabo by manto yo we have learned friends here who are very awkward baba imono batetethia we have learned friends here baba uchuna ntiwa miunda we have learned friends here ba cover anto ya bara ba kwithia twana na untorene we have learned friends ba cover rape cases here in Meru we have learned friends amba original amba ba miunda so and we have other who are so good so yo koroma ka eso kuwa borara were it was very unfair kinya baba mo ba mwara eta they are bad boys and bad girls so we at all cost uthanitwe kana ure in such a position irare as a party leader it is not good kwetha wina bitterness mwanko can diminish bange buru completely lobadhiria wa batrash it is not fair kinyage bagado mio ruto and we have
oh really
we have a president who has a PhD we have a president who is a PhD holder we have even a doctor here and the yo ajeria kuruma bange it is fair as a leader ukaona nia that very imukuru ngema one barani anabawe he should guide them they are not even old kakitha kakona yabariti mono they still have a room yobera atire you can go back to school then twere guthia tata barabangi lakini antu bararera ura ba kinya ba mukinyaniria ma Mount Kenya muno ote kombea ba bwibia ba tu no gomiana so it is very important as a leader any times you make remarks my kawambere yo yarita no ntomba kudukire community for years and
Thank
years.
Ontobonge very important as you say twenda kuelewa ni kwethirwa broad based nimbi na ekaria itarana ata because kuma ekukia Raila Odinga
You see kinyako kwetu we have learned friends na tuina nya doctors bena nya PhD but in terms of development kana nyori tibangu kwenda itari imote compare kinyana abange batema ndaitari. So it's also important to understand.
That was not necessary.
It's necessary. It is necessary.
Yeah.
We have our son here. Kakwendre is are we calling Paul Mwirigi, John Paul Mwirigi, a doctor? He's a degree holder. But here at Gembe South, we have to in Unduma Center. We have a new administration block coming up for Akachio, Narara, and we have 2 sub-counties. We have KMTC. We have Udebarabare, Mawar, Buarete, Watan, Vituna Lami. We have schools, Chiangoroba, Orona Ngoroba, Renge, Nara, Gembe South, Nendiranjiri, a very young man, actually in Toetareto. So, Kachago go in Mandaita, Haetia, go to video then because we have fun and doctors.
Fair enough. Mantoya broad-based and then don't breed area, Pirito breed area, Edwin Sifuna, Secretary General, wa Kia ODM, because tuko me a future ya broad-based nimbi kana kaba kwa area tu because kuma kukia Raila Odinga rest in peace ni kwethite kwina miari ya ODM kuthangalana kwethirwa ti ODM ikathangalana then broad-based iro wati ne bonene sana bakwithirwa yiko but no wo watilite broad-based stage atuibe miari ya Sifuna.
Wale ambao hawajui hata candidate na chama wanasema ile symbol ya baba ile chungwa mimi nataka ule wa chungwa. So mniambie kala ya broad base ni gani na symbol ya broad base ni gani? Mtu akitoka kule mashinani aseme anataka mtu wa broad base, unampeleka wapi? Hakuna candidate wa broad base. Broad base is not a party. It is not a party. It does not exist anywhere. So what we want us to understand, leaders should not bring confusion to voters unless wanataka hawa candidates wetu waanguke kura.
Daktari, Sifuna arearia ya Secretary General kana arearia ya Senator wa Nairobi? Kireme arieu because from what kulingana na nkuibo ake aria iya ka trash broad based iya ka broad based is not a thing I'll consider burukirewe. So is he arearia for himself kana arearia kiama kia ODM?
You know bana Martin, in my own view ki broad based buri kana kwinera beta 10 point agenda na ki 10 point agenda era bawire that was the tenet upon which broad based was done na bawatarere toiro babati ku implement those 10 point agenda na Sifuna has been very clear that kinyakithira bangi batewitikiria that arrangement iba ineo either iroetwa broad based kana kinya brand based whichever name they are giving it Sifuna wa ibati wait up to 2027 lakini kwina bangi nabo baina other interests barenda kwethia ibu nto akuwa broad based is not a party kwe bangi nabo bakwenda kwethia broad based is an arrangement between them and the government that should go beyond 2027 lakini Sifuna na uaka boka yawe kira migambo ira Raila atagwire kano kenumia his Secretary General na rimwe kinya Raila area Sifuna used to say batwe we are only going up to 2027 after 2027 we shall have new arrangements lakini antobange yaba Wangari, I think you saw na kinya Raila ibaichi unikao Madam Karwetha kwamba whether 2027 brand based ya kuendelea maybe tutethera tuina kindike as the deputy president on the Wangari atire Wang has been saying oni unikao deputy president therefore Sifuna now now these functions is like there are two functions now within ODM ba subscribe fully to brand based beyond 2027. Now those who are subscribing to broad based up to 2027. Ibo Sifuna want to be very clear. Hatui toka support manto ya thirikari those 10-point agenda, but imagine Martin up to today. You see proper management. Tobati kuira broad based these 10 points. This is what we were supposed to do. These were the timelines. Back in manto ya toeta inyaminditamu review. Hetukaerwa ke these 10 points agenda
tukinyete ya
ano tukinyete uthi muntu aragia manto yaiko kinya ba mention ino ndo ibake menya Kenyans bateona kanya ka weta kuwa number 1 no rikana igwa ari na issue nya ya compensation ya victims of the Gen Z violence. There is nobody who has ever talked about kwa na bonde ya former some even within Drew. No one has ever talked about that. So in my own view na to iterate ODM if it does not split into two, it may split into more than two. One team will join the united opposition then the other one yatiwa na bakarwetha na bakarote ira yombiki akureha weta kinya beyond 2027
neki aweta beyond 2027 karwetha daktari ana kinya athikirie na ategeri beto ibakuwa yaki aweta beyond 2027 if it does broad based eje yakie wana kana ya glue yo mewata nithia then that means no mwanka president Ruto maybe aya kintu kiri the other part ya broad based era ni ODM na biromba kwaya na kuringana na ategeri beto na daktari ni tikia deputy president.
You see, it would be very foolish Nankiaron Kurumana of Merus to refuse to rally behind the deputy president na bakaraba emo criticize her and demeaning him or supporting Gachagua to demean somebody who they cannot even sorry ndagwe it will be very foolish antokeri nyawa support kiraito uraugire tukethirwa turiti turi Ameru kwethirwa for the first time William Ruto no one owantu baba kuma 1963 batona nafasi otongerie yet ibo bodura area ndebere gutuma mwikwethirwa embere yare indi na atwaja what we are busy doing is bringing our brother down ntera uga to mu support no timu Meru to mu support no tuba qualities cha leadership onde enda kudo and conscious very clear wabarabangi batukonda mu support because of their personal reasons or because they prefer that hekla or could mean other leaders. It's also very disrespectful.
But
let me tell you one thing.
You made a president we ngwa na arake enda kunen candidate kia deputy president does not
really if we don't also rally behind our own maybe we will be happier kuona wanga kunenkirwa gete maybe that is what baraba te ku support kiende maybe they'll be happy kuona gete wetake Mudavadi I'm thinking so kana ge wetake wanga na Meru tukoma na street na to celebrate kuga at least sasa ile kiti tumetosheka imeenda because that is what I'm trying to see from some of these people. Na botuomba kwambira kujanja leadership yakindike 1 year down the line go stabilize nya Kenya eje it was very bad. Whether you can work so hard to make sure
it
was terrible. It was terrible kwa manto te kumenya but jamoja tiarairu nya kamera ne Kenya.
Please let's talk.
Waro kinyenya gonto anane abo konja na nyankundi na kuringanira medha because somebody wants to be a co-president. I can tell you I was with a women rep and a member of parliament in Mombasa. I can tell you for sure nataka kwa Riorongo muntu wengiro aringere a lady we were walking on the beach she's an MP. Mwekoro watete manda mure what's going on kuona akezi mwe engero amerere nyinyi wanawake wakasongo yani nukuona kuigwa demean the men you have no idea how he demeans women personally has demeaned me in his office Liason House 2016 mbetete kuthingata mbeca cia biashara tutete biashara ite kumenya no ambetere slay queen 2016 and I am a Christian. Rayu anti-signed Coca-Cola, ndamenya I can do a tender company quite in a capacity no I have no experience. I did a JV with a company called Machine Center. You can Google it belongs to. But the face that I was using oro to itana ile nongo ge engineer wa matinka. Na rega na mbecha cia konda umarire nkirira. Ambera young girl, I was Uhuru's PA when nobody wanted to see Uhuru. Contractors baraba mo supplier materials ekoro kwanchate barayaga it means them. Mtoro tumerendera apart from my father era kwire obaire areka shagwa. Sorry to get into that personal affair. There are things you people don't know about this man you are supporting. Pedro nyamo yakoro mutano ngina oro kwire oro muthomithetie no amwebere ageta ruterera thirikari. You need event sometimes anto nyeibagere kwa unpack the leaders they are trying to support. You have no idea what type of a person that man is. Now, by the way, sorry to digress into personal issues. Me, I'm a Christian. Na project you project you to the when we go to Machege, pika you kongita. What the weta mungano water project. I can show you photos even on my Facebook. Na regere on the ambedere slay queen. Nampi ambera I was Uhuru's PA kompi intimidate kombone na ande na ide Uhuru. When nobody wanted to see him in Mount Kenya. So when I tell you, you need to even try and investigate what leaders you're following. And to divert sober na ito tige emotions.
Let's just say
sorry to divert into that, but I'm going to there are leaders we should not even be discussing on this thing.
Is just so personal, right?
But it's the truth. The personal, but it's the truth.
Allow me, Madam Karueda. Madam Karueda, menya. I don't know your boss, you know the president. Let me use that. Mbere achala gachagua, I running mate. You remember there were a lot of things. Nagorika na irio bokwironya bawatananjara, kwiro they were very good friends. You remember by information that toira ba ranta beta ira white smoke ira ba tutu tona ibona igenda bona no riko wa appointed as the deputy president. Let me repeat. I mean let me finish. Tuira waga chagua baukumereara na bamuthura iwi ya force honestly I may not take it no to really Ruto akia kwenda akiona really this person from kunyakuringa abunda igwa MP ba na ba no to really in my view wana gichunge kwa point running mate is not an easy job. It takes a lot of time eko ya kinyaku kuile lantuba you know the candidates bara we nabo the sweetest kenda wanna know the best okay akwithira netere through all that process na Ruto ya Gachagua as the running mate. I doubt in the ingetere are really so bad that to Kenya he was bad even before. So in my view yomba kwithira kwi mantu yange ya penire na ni aregitena yara tubua tutekoroero Kenya mwankaru are but you remember Kenya Uhuru and this other guy I think kuringana na bora mpira because I don't know this guy angbatere Madam Karueda Ruto toira was so bad on Uhuru as the deputy mwanka Uhuru kavumiliere Kenya first term wethira because Uhuru now the leader yes he knew how to manage things. Now I can tell you in my own view Taukumere in bigger problems than when Gachagua was the deputy president, in my own view.
But you see, Daktari, ribu Kenya mtu na uramu okuru, na bakinya niya itari mwe baka menana. So it's just a normal thing, wakili. One minute. Karueda, kindly.
We intend to focus no menya no say the clip asifuna the discussion was about the clip manto asifuna na manto best but kero hero to kwale dai oni ngwapia ke platforms na DCP tikambe there ndina conviction that Gachagua ni sent if anything nobody Gachagua na flows yingi mno nyama mtu yo kuwa na the yare oma ngorene but the same way ora to interrogate Gachagua about his past no to interrogate Ruto to ministro Ruto kuma kiwa 92 manto ya Jirongo manto ya kupinga katiba iko to na history Ruto ko
Gachagua
give me time kindeke imtomo imtomo ya sana lakini unaona Yesu ya ngoma ya Yesu ngoda au ukawa to ni araga Mungu kana mmoja yanga yemi hata Yesu ya kurema yara mando auto muisi Yesu yati yani yakithira kure muntu tata na cia ngoma kinyore muntu mo yoka
ko to ke adoku
ari alafu kandirie daira Kristo ba dangika sua kumtoto wa Saul lakini Saul no Saul moment kwa moment ya enlightenment ya orida ni out of humiliation orida ni out of shame mtu na kinya point akwa ai mama jaya tukaendelea huyu humiliation ya kashagwa agwire through and I mention it that is so extreme that the way bodo kuwa kashagwa atako ni kwenda kwa president what you went through na especially after the events ya Gen Z protest itometa kinya point ya kuwa let's have a new leader of Kenya urenda natembea Matiang'i na nyete Kalonzo exactly nebo nto woni as a person demo ready go support one time kana united opposition tino nto go support Gachagua history kiwa Gachagua clean no they actually 100% sure Gachagua tena history clean lakini they sure Gachagua na moment ya usenja kwaruka au masol apol
now as we conclude katodhire na miambo ya Sifuna mbera tire karote broad based ya tora
his character is just terrible
broad based Aurora miwati leta kana the key person Aurora the pillar of broad based yarari right honorable Raila Odinga. One thing that I know, ODM has nobody too much abilities chia Raila Odinga. Secondly, the people who are in government, Wadai, Njoho, or Paranya, and these landed from Turkana and Mbandi, but they have a Mudakawa Oburu Atea Ukade and devised the president, you still remain. The Attorney General will not resign because he was from the other side. But Sifuna and the likes of Amis Akinababu wataenda wakiendanga. Na Sifuna atena future in ODM because na kuiringa kifua mno antobara muroyora bakuibo thirikari no baritakuo atenda what they are saying bariwa either we form the government
or be in government
we form the government as ODM or
be in government
we be part of the government nande kwira antu barabare kwa part of the government they na ibarone bi government ikuthithia kwoo into bitethwo maisha mando ya thithigite Kisumu Siaya Homa Bay Migori Mombasa who is Sifuna to join now Sifuna cannot follow as bara join na boy coast gabo Sifuna yuto wakili. So what I'm saying, Broad Based will remain up to 2027, but realignment, ikai dhiroireo, and a number of people from ODM strong ones, bakau makiri thirikari na bakaitania na the current president, but it is not
with ya Gen Z na Ntobabe, they will not count in 2027. Kaima to yagathira mitandao
manto ya yetete agithira power Gen Z igotire rikuo 2020 tariki ya naira wagumire nara June 25th June Gen Z baba ibu te barabare ku tariki ira iba chenchetie so bai kutu no gogwaro mutandao na lakini te bara ketha ibara thai no gambwa ora bakuibo kwakara. Lakini I can confidently say that kuketha kwina change na ile part of the Gen Z's bakaitha baike thirikari. That's what I can say because no kona nyawe ngwa there is kwina change. Mea if Gen Z maybe yete but we want a certain candidate. If they ran with him bawanwena ikatwetete then together to somewhere lakini no gona weto united united no thariga songo atekuwa bantafagia mosho moja bau otewe bega niro no erugire ke bau weto united. I am telling you the truth. United ndiwire matugo ngare guia United ya Mount Kenya Western forever will never vote as a block. No gona natembea no bagorwa na party lindro ke wa malwa. Kwe bange bara yere oro batangasa ba we are the real leaders of DAP. Ko natembea na ba malwa bara ero mwanka tariki 12 December to move out of the party. Ende kwe bange bari ko bawi batu tab.
Yes. United opposition
as we conclude.
Any ti atongoria bawete anto. Nyanto bawete atongoria. Nano tusoke nyuma ke history 2002. Ikwari na Kanu yongosi Moi, kwari na DP ya Kibaki, kwari na SDP Charity Ngilu, kwari ya for people kwenye chai, kwari ya NDP ya Raila Odinga, muri kungi wareo na for Kenya diki
Wamalwa yes.
Kenda bado Kibaki Wamalwa na Ngilu beko form NAK. Bereto Kenya I think around September 2002. Bado Moi na re confident that Uhuru asinda no to le opposition yeye
ito hata
no to mantu ya kari lakini ka Moi misridre spiritual to baka nyare no to palbe ko vota burun ni Moi betere to moment ira Raila ure Kibaki tosha itare tike bangi wo wani yakana meri kidhomba nande dai nyanjensi baga rotea kuira koro shitora utekumba koro antu modebantu koro 2024 na mwaka yo antu baulu ankoro siora nyando kwa tuta umurimo yoryo kora ke mwana koro wa musheri kona muno kya kidikwa na watu Kenya mwaka yotore balba to jonga bakoro wa extrajudicial killings itadira abductions itadira ndekora spark weke nereya ntuko bakaro mabonde ntuko ni ngania nyawa yakwa ni songe ho uri president the next day. But that anger is latent, it's there.
Yeah. Kawaida 2027 mrithi ya wakili arua we are about to experience moment ya 202.
That is his thought process. For me, I can say last year was bad in terms of last year kwa dhoki sana in terms of popularity ya thirikari but integete na gataka the plans the president has especially nyeje arugire kujya kuina infrastructure fund ikwethirwa to be honest nyare tukuga the president is over promising okurunga mawo president mutunga kuthoma ugati kilomita barabara ndani kira kugati kilomita barabara and it's one of the reasons they impeached Gachagua is because ibari bakwambira gupusha agenda eje but ibaye just sideline rotere ruro Mount Kenya East na nkarende with some of our MPs because oni mbere mbari impenda kumenya what is the issue around this issue ibo kwa na issue kwerwa Meru CEOs ba parastato we are very few na tuna parastatos like 200 so we expect at least kuza tuna 20 of them na kwe mudaka I think ba pusha ero Kenya Bureau of Standards who is very qualified eta wa mugero somebody ndiramu story unere for some time na beta ke Gachagua of course you have to do political lobbying na bashwa no to board members na bo ira bana na bangete ora aga position onto you are interviewed by the board na the leeway ya kukumakira kwa max high iwe tethering so much on you qualified imwetherwa au you lobby na bova promise baka make sure mudakono gatonya Gachagua be amwira kare na the people who are doing whatever is supposed to be done better aba short change uga baumara karinga ni mwaka kwa hiyo maneno wachana nayo so he is also a very dishonest man. 3 of the MPs told me that answer. Kwengo gengeche umaira wanga chia inambi when I went into details by what they really felt but in a chance MCAs beto ba Meru at some point a better function I think in Nyeri no kona nyoro ya MCAs nafasi nyakuigwa a few things about them abe ngere ataba erinya nafasi. So when he was the deputy president, he was very arrogant. I can tell you for a fact. When there was a woman MP, na ruari marumi, you know, ukuona mtu kurunga makaruma former president. Kana yino Uhuru. Surely antojababa angia kabarumate. No yantu batenda kwa orienteto imu. So me, I find him a leader with no qualities of leadership in terms of character. Na mtu very emotional. The other thing I really hate, Martin, to get our tribalism can take this country to the dogs. Na tribalism irato practice itore runyanto wa Mount Kenya ote town weta in Kenya wajeko. Kwa are you trying to push your selfish agenda or risk the opportunities ya antuva community? It's not that he really it's not that he loves the people. It is his agenda eko make sure MPs bara kuona nande arenda kwa baba edronale na ma MPs bamu protector kenda pusha agenda tia what's your business and whatever.
So it is wrong. It is wrong.
Me, I hate tribalism.
It is.
How
much do you hate tribalism?
I really hate tribalism.
Na we to that Mary Tubati Kurali behind.
It is because Turari behind him because he's a worker and he's a performer.
No,
is not good enough.
Together turi antu bariti sana na uwa kwenda kwa ya kiraitu ati together turi antu bariti sana tukiakorea ko support.
It is because you go on to it.
Sounds like tribalism.
No, it is not. No, kwa BBI I was part of the people who are in the Itanagam BBI. I was part of the people by Itanagam BBI and also political positions should be rotational. The only time we can heal as a country, presidency, they come with so many goodies. So, among other each other community.
We can beat Kenya ninyo ya democracy. Because democracy is what I want.
I agree.
At the end Ameri wa yukiriete president mwaka yo so batumba ko yukiringi. That is not democracy.
It's not democracy, but Okori was still politics is also local. Politics is also local.
It was illegal in the first place. So
consolidate the votes. They want to confuse regional balances, not tribalism, because those are two different things.
Yeah.
It is good whether to end a representation.
Yes.
And to get corner, you know, when the Antabakua we need our person to Moyukia, are competent, we must have our person. Bitobati Korean Neatre. Now, yes, we need to balance positions in the region. By Quantobara competent, let's apply merit.
So are we trying to say the deputy president we have now is incompetent? Doctor and quality not too maybe is not good in mobilizing people in Duembo.
So
it's true. No, it's not possible.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen,
you cannot say Kendeke is incompetent. Then I don't quality incompetent.
About Kideke in particular.
No, but we're discussing.
No, I don't want to personalize the discussion.
It's not personal, but then don't quality me and Kakwacha Kashago incompetences. There are many.
Mweka anyanya uchokerie, please.
Madam Kaweth, you see,
then don't choke.
Come on.
I have my own right to do my evaluation, and in my own view, I maybe I come with a checklist on personal evaluation. Nakinya personal evaluation ni akachagua. Kenda tu akachagua. In my own view, akachagua is like this. Kindiki is in my own view. But now in summary, Madam Karweda. In summary, in my own view, as a deputy president of this republic, I don't feel well represented by the deputy president.
Despite whether my religion,
despite whether even if he is my brother anyway.
On that point, how are you feeling not well represented?
You know, there is a term. Mheshimiwa former governor Kiraitu Murungi aratumire. au it will be very foolish
Nya unko
puke ya kwithwa ya Meru muti wa tambaru kithure kindiki na nyo tukuthireria mubango yetu tukobaru ari. Thank you very much Karwetha, asante sana. Karwetha, it looks like no ari mwaka to akinyero yuro kiretha na thank you very much no tubakwe, asante sana, I appreciate. Thank you. Asante sana wategereje kifino tubakwe ina batikire mubango chungikia siaso tukoru ari of course na athikiria ba Wero FM 96.4 together tuyoro yuro kere kwamberia tha imwechia rukiri na Karimi County tukubaru ari tukari na Bwana Franklin Mweti Karote ni mutongeria na kuroretikia MCA terira chia North Ward. Thank you very much. Daktari Moria Kaibunga ni musiasa Kenya na kuroretikia ubunge Tiania West, yeah, right? Na wakili ya Mureithi Ntunkubito Mustafa na kuroretikia senator county ya Meru. Awe no kununkira.
Oni no kununkira.
Okay, Mitres Karwetha, asante sana. Thank you very much. No tubaraba on the bombe tetio mbango chunge siasa tukubaru ari na ngukwira ryo tutimane kamemene would be to Martin we chungi ondola. Good night. It's been real for real.